innings later, the result's a bit one-sided, and the Yanks are poised to sweep. Edwin Jackson has other ideas. His chance starts right now on MASN. Here we go again with a full ballpark and everybody excited about the Yankees being in town. Ian Desmond celebrating his second Father's Day. And happy Father's Day to all you dads out there as we get ready for the final game of this three-game series. Happy Father's Day, young man.
Happy Father's Day to you, too.
Looking forward to seeing my girls soon. Now, let's talk about this series. Young teams have to earn their way onto the big stage. The Nats have had a few glitches in that quest this weekend, so it's been one of those series where some basic little things haven't been done.
Yeah, I think there's times this year where the Nats could just plain out talent other teams, but when you're playing a team like the New York Yankees, a team with all the credential and resume, you have to do the little things to win the games, and I don't think in the first two games the Nationals have done that. A big bunt, a throw over when guys are stealing, making a play with 2 outs. That hasn't been done early in this series. Let's hope they've learned some lessons the first 2 games. Apply that to today, because I think today is the biggest game of all for obvious reasons.
The one constant for the Nats has been starting pitching. Edwin Jackson goes today 0-2 career against the Yankees. Doesn't mean a whole lot because he's pitched really well lately.
And the one thing you know you're going to get from Edwin Jackson is a guy on the mound that's going to attack hitters. He's fearless every 5th day. He's going to go out there. His slider that you saw right there will let you know what kind of day he's going to have. But the last 2 outings, in Toronto especially, right after hitters, he likes to go out there and go deep into ball games. It's a guy that Davey Johnson can stretch out today. He doesn't care whether he's going to find a barrel or not. He's going to throw strikes.
Opponents hitting only .206 against him. That is 6th best in the National League, and a really great test for him. You want to face the best, he gets that chance right here.
Absolutely, and you know what he's had, the luxury that the other 2 haven't had. He's got to sit in the dugout for 2 days and watch Yankee hitters, what they're hitting, what they're not hitting. So if he's done his homework in the dugout, I expect big things today out of Edwin Jackson.
Well, baseball is synonymous with great days of the year. How about Happy Father's Day as dads pass along this great game from one generation to another. Have a great one, and hopefully the Nats do as well. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by Cholula Hot Sauce. the flavorful hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap. A lot of caps in the ballpark today. Some are navy, but I think a whole lot more are red. The Nats and the Yankees getting together for the third time this weekend. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. Hard to stop a train. 77 beautiful degrees. Sun kind of peeking in and out from behind partly cloudy skies. Humidity very, very comfortable. Well, Christina, a roster move or two today involving the bullpen.
Yeah, Bob, the Nationals announced today that Brad Lidge has been designated for assignment and Ryan Matthews is being reinstated off his rehab assignment. General Manager Mike Rizzo spoke today saying after that 14-inning game, a bullpen roster move had to be made. Brad Lidge was not performing well, and Ryan Matthews is ready to go. He said he did speak with Brad Lidge, and he handled it like the professional that he is. He kind of saw it coming after the way he pitched last night, was very disappointed in his outing, and wished everything worked out better for him.
Well, that's the kind of thing you would expect from an all-pro like Brad Lidge, 225 career saves. He's been on the mound for the final out of a World Series. And then there's Bryce Harper. And, FP, it's been kind of an unusual thing to watch him this weekend. 6 strikeouts in the series, 5 of them yesterday. Is he a little jittery, a little jumpy with the Yankees in town?
Yeah, it seems like he's a little overamped. Swung a lot of pitches yesterday, but I think when you're 19 years old, you learn some lessons and you apply it to the following game. So I'm very excited to see the adjustments that Bryce Harper makes today after yesterday. Probably his toughest day as a big leaguer, but he did contribute on defense, made some nice plays out there. I was talking to Alex Rodriguez before the game. I said, hey, Alex, did you ever have any days like that when you were young in the big leagues, 18, 19 years old? And he said, you know, absolutely, but it's part of the learning process. And he said that's when you really rely on maybe the veteran guys in the clubhouse. And they take you aside and say, hey, look, we've all had days like that. Don't worry about it. It's just one day. And I think the best thing for Bryce Harper is that he's playing the game right now, today. Not a night game where he has to sit around in his apartment all day long and think about yesterday. He's right back on the field for a day game today.
The Yankees are hitting .262, fourth in the American League. They're fourth in runs and first in the major leagues in home runs with 97. And Alex Rodriguez, pretty good numbers in his career against Edwin Jackson. .875 slugging and an extra base hit every 4 times he faces the Nats right-hander. So here's Edwin. On the year, it'll be his 13th start. That great .206 opponent's batting average and a very respectable ERA of 3.02.
And last time out Monday at Toronto, got the 6-3 win. Gave up 2 runs on 4 hits over 8+ innings of work. Struck out 3, walked 3 through 108 pitches, 69 for strikes. So 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, slider curve change is what the Yankees will see today from Edwin Jackson. And let's set the D behind Edwin Jackson today. Lombardozzi, Harper, Morse in the outfield. Desmond Zimmerman on the left side, Espinosa Roche on the right side, and Jonathan Solano doing the catching.
20-year veteran and the crew chief, Jeff Kellogg, has the plate. Eric Cooper, Marty Foster, and Tim Timmons around the bases. And some game notes for you. As the Nationals pitchers in this series have thrown the equivalent of, you would call that probably 4 to 5 innings more than the Yankees have thrown. And the Yanks are red hot. They've won 18 of 22 since being a 500 club for the first 42 games. And look at the Nats' youth and the Yankees' lack thereof. Not a single hit by a rookie, and the Nats have 102. That's pretty amazing. Great atmosphere in the ballpark. Derek Jeter steps in this series, 3 for 12 with an RBI. He was quiet all day yesterday until he got that 14th inning single after the one by Jason Nix, and that really set them up for that 2-run inning.
If quiet means a 1-for with about 4 lineouts, then Derek Jeter was quiet yesterday. He just didn't have a whole lot to show for some good ABs.
Yes, he did. He was really hitting into bad luck. So 139 first pitch here. Jeter hitting .316 with an on-base percentage of .364. 11 for 31 career against Jackson with a home run. These Yankees have seen a lot of Edwin over the years. And he slips the 93 by the Yankees leadoff hitter.
26 multi-hit games this year for Jeter. 2 hits 19 times, 3 hits 4 times, and 4 hits 3 times. Wow.
3,174 hits. That's well off the plate inside.
And we talked about it last start in Toronto for Edwin Jackson. It takes him a minute to get into his rhythm, find his groove out there, and he's a rhythm pitcher. I think it happened in about the 3rd inning last time out against the Blue Jays, and once he gets settled in, lights out. But it takes him a minute to get there.
Well, this crowd seems to be a little more energetic, just a little bit more than the first 2. I'm sure the Yankee fans are charged up about a possible sweep, and the Nats fans now know how crucial today's game is, having lost the first 2 of this homestand. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeter. Nats play him way around to the right in the outfield.
And there is way more red in the stands today than there has been the first 2 games, and I was impressed with the first couple of games, but today, check it out, red everywhere. Nice job.
Now a payoff pitch to the first batter of the game. Right back to the mound, and Jackson would have been better off missing it. And that's a base hit for Derek Jeter. The Yankees pretty much bled the Nats to death with some of their hits over the last couple of days in this series.
Yeah, just a natural reaction right there from Edwin Jackson. You see the ball close to you. He's a good fielding pitcher. It was just a little bit too far off to his right to make the play. Now he finds himself immediately in the stretch.
Curtis Granderson in this series, a home run on Friday night. 2 for 9 with 3 RBIs, and the Nats have walked him 3 times. They've pitched around him a number of times. All 3 of those walks coming yesterday. Good looking pitch, doesn't get the call near the outside corner.
And Derek Jeter with 5 stolen bases. He's been caught once. And when we talked to the Yankees people before this series, they were saying how station to station the Yankees were. They didn't do a whole lot of execution style offense. They just waited for the 3-run homer, but we've seen different the first 2 games. I don't know if Joe Girardi's managing differently because this is a National League game with the pitcher hitting, but we've seen a lot of stolen bases. We've seen sacrifice bunting, hit and runs, everything to get runs on the board.
I think another factor in that, FP, is the fact that this team's facing a pretty good pitching staff. The Nats have only given up 1 home run in this series, and that was a pretty much meaningless solo shot by Granderson on Friday night. You play these guys 14 innings yesterday and keep them in the yard. Not many staffs can do that. And now Jackson misses, and things are getting a little dicey here in the first inning. 3-0 to the number 2 hitter.
And I don't know if it's a Deke 3-0 sign or the real take sign by Rob Thompson. The 3-0 swing away, but he pointed to the field with 1 finger. Usually that's the take sign, but sometimes third base coaches will give a decoy sign. So the pitcher lays it right in there, but he has to because it's a 3-0 count.
Rob Thompson, third base. Mick Kelleher, first base coaching for Joe Girardi. And another big pitch here, 3-1 with Alex Rodriguez on deck. Jeter holding. Ball ripped off the bag. Fair into the corner. Jeter to third. Michael Morse to dig it out. And the Yankees will have second and third with nobody out, and they are getting some serious breaks in this series. Adam LaRoche, as good as it gets at first base. Not much you can do when the ball hits the bag.
Eric Cooper did a nice job of getting out of the way of this bullet off the bat of Granderson. You see the location of the heater up. Get into a 3-1 count, you fall behind good hitters. This is what they do. A bullet right down the line. And if that ball right there doesn't sum up what's happened this whole series, I don't know what does. Well, the Yankees swing the bat. There's no doubt about that, but they have found some serious holes this whole series.
Yeah, one of them was Friday night when Alex Rodriguez hit a ball off the end of the bat and collected his 1925th career RBI. Nats played the infield back early. Alex Rodriguez 9 for 24 career against Jackson with 3 home runs. That's the big reason those 12 total bases, helping that slugging percentage in the matchups between these two.
I think that's where you got to go right here against A-Rod. He's thinking going the other way. Simple ground ball to second base gets him an RBI, moves Granderson to third with 1 out. So he's trying to use the big part of the park. Even though it's the first inning, he doesn't want to hit a 15 hopper to second. He's thinking about driving the ball the other way. The way you counter that is you go hard in.
And a ball flied to left. Not very deep. Lombardozzi. No way Jeter's even going to attempt to tag. He was about 15, 20 feet down the line. So a huge out for Edwin Jackson without the runners advancing.
And now this is where Edwin Jackson can play a little bit because he's got first base open. But that's a big pitch early in this ball game against an RBI guy like Alex Rodriguez. Fastball right down the middle on the inner half. It was supposed to be away, but I think that's where you want to go against Alex in that situation. Got the ball to the inner half, got a big pop-up out. And now with first base open, even though we got Mark Teixeira on deck, it gives you a little room to play with Robinson Cano.
Robinson Cano in this series 2 for 5, 4 walks. So he and Granderson have walked 7 times combined. As at times the Nats haven't had a whole lot to do with these Yankees left-handed hitters. STGinc.com. Find out why the government turns to them. And his hot zone against right-handed pitchers. You try to work him away, he'll hurt you. You throw one down the middle, it'll hurt worse than that.
That's where I'd pitch him this at bat, right where those X's are. See if he'll fish away. You talk about 0-2 in a guy. What do you mean by that? You pitch him like the count is 0-2 from the time he steps in the box with first base open and 1 out. And if he wants to fish and if he wants to force the issue, then maybe you get a little macho and go after him. But if you fall behind the count like this, 2-0, fish ain't biting, go ahead and let him go to first base and take your chances on a ground ball with the next guy.
Behind another hitter. And Solano sets up pretty much outer half, and that's way outside.
Edwin saw my X's.
Yankees 2 for 18 yesterday. Neither team very good in that department after they hit 500 on Friday night in this situation in a 7-2 win. They'll go ahead and walk Cano and take their chances now with Mark Teixeira. Mark Teixeira, nothing in this series until the 14th inning yesterday when he hit that ball down the right field line against Brad Lidge to drive in 2 runs. In this series, he's 1 for 10 with 2 walks. Double play guy if you can get the ground ball. Teixeira has hit into 7 of them this year. From the left side of the plate, batting .265, 243 overall. And right now the outside corner is closed for strike calls on fastballs, at least early in the game, early in the count. I'll say this before it gets to 3-0, nowhere to put him.
All right, good at bat by Robinson Cano. That's an at bat A big RBI guy in an RBI situation to be very patient, take a strike right there, see how they're going to pitch you. If they're not going to pitch you, keep the line moving and hand it to Teixeira. Now Teixeira finds himself with some count leverage, 2-0.
He was ripping, and a ball well hit to center. Bryce Harper on the track. 2 runners will tag. 3 runners will tag. Yankees lead 1-0 on Mark Teixeira's 39th RBI.
And there's a reason why he has 39 RBIs. That's a great at-bat with runners in scoring position. Be patient. Don't be afraid to hit with 2 strikes. All of a sudden you find yourself in a 2-0 count. You get a center cut fastball right down the middle, and you stay to the big part of the ballpark. And that's where all the RBI guys go. Nice play by Harper. Good throw to second base. I thought this was going to be close.
Yeah, it kind of hit the grass and just sort of stopped on its way in. So Jeter scored. Granderson to third. Cano to second. And Edwin Jackson's going to work off the full windup now with 2 outs on Raul Ibanez. Ibanez has been a master of the 2-out RBI this year. 5 of his 10 homers have come with 2 outs. Former Nat killer with the Phillies. In the series, 0 for 1 with an RBI on a ground ball.
Let's look at the hustle by Derek Jeter. And for you kids at home, if you're tagging up on third base with 1 out, the second out is made in the outfield. You have to cross home plate before the runner's thrown out behind you. So you always go hard through the plate. If Robinson Cano gets thrown out at second base before Derek Jeter touches home plate, that run doesn't count. That's why you always hustle through home plate.
Now an 0-2 pitch. Target is in. A ball hit to center. Harper is there. And it could have been a lot worse. A great battle back by Edwin Jackson, holding the Yankees to 1. Runners. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or log on to Dodge.com and check out their powerful lineup. Ian Desmond did some big-time damage in Boston. Also hit well against the Orioles and the Blue Jays and trying to get it going against the Yankees. In this series, he's 2 for 10 with a home run, been driving in lots of runs. And this young man does nothing but win for the Yankees. Ivan Nova, 8-2 in 12 starts. And over his young career, this is amazing. 50 games, 46 starts. He is 25-8.
And last time out on the 11th against Atlanta, he earned the win. He allowed 5 hits in 7 scoreless innings, struck out 6, walked 1, threw 107 pitches, 61 for strikes. So two-seam fastball, slider, curveball, change. He's got a good curve. He'll steal strike one with it. He's got a new slider that he worked on last year when he was 8-4 and got sent back to the minor leagues. It's a tight, late slider that'll throw lefties late in the count. He likes to move the fastball in and out. And he will give you something to hit. I watched a lot of video on him this morning, and he will miss his spots. He likes to start away with the fastball, then come in, but he leaves a lot of pitches out over the plate.
Gets the ball back. He's ready to fire, and he really pulls that right hand way back behind his body when he comes through, and he's a big fella to begin with at 6'4", 225. So Lombardozzi, couple of hits in the series. Got a swing, close enough on 0-2, and Nova takes care of that.
Well, let's set the defense today for the Yankees behind Nova. Ibanez, Granderson, Jones in the outfield. Jeter, Rodriguez on the left side. Cano, Teixeira on the right side. And Chris Stewart gets the nod behind the plate today.
Alex Rodriguez back in there at third base after getting a day off yesterday. He's won 2 Gold Gloves. Jeter 5. Robinson Cano's won 1, and Mark Teixeira's won 4. Yankees have made the fewest errors in baseball this year, 26. Bryce Harper takes a breaking ball low and inside. And despite a 1 for 11 this weekend, still hitting .289 with an on-base percentage of .367. Yankees continue to feed him primarily off speed.
Fish ain't biting today.
Target outer half. And that wasn't a 2-0 fastball either.
3 curves in a row from Nova to Harper. When you talk about the day Bryce Harper had yesterday against a guy like Andy Pettitte, he showed that he was going to be aggressive. I think he swung at the first 3 pitches his first 2 times up. And Andy Pettitte knew that he didn't have to throw him a strike, and he definitely didn't have to throw him a fastball.
Harper will chip one over the mound, and Cano makes a very good play.
I think as a kid, Robinson Cano was Bryce Harper's favorite player, but not after that play. Watch this little chopper over the mound. Cano with the bare hand because of the speed of Harper. And that, folks, is a sweet play. I don't care who you're rooting for. That's nice.
Bang, bang at first, and Harper was out. 2 ground balls, and now Ryan Zimmerman. Nobody in a Nationals uniform has ever faced Nova in person until today. Ryan in this series 1 for 9 with a walk. He goes up hacking and just flares it out to right. 2 ground balls, a routine fly ball. Ivan Nova has an early lead and knew what to do with it. Dads and their little guys and gals at the ballpark today. Happy Father's Day, buddy. The second inning is presented by Luna. Call for the Luna Double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Nats expecting their third consecutive sellout for this series. It'll end up drawing probably about 125,000 for these 3 games.
Edwin Jackson did a nice job of getting out of that jam in the first inning. If you remember his last start in Toronto, he gave up 1 run in the first, a solo shot to Colby Rasmus. Threw 20 pitches in that first inning. He ended up going 8 innings and did a nice job. So maybe he feels like he caught a break right there, getting out of that jam. Let's see if he settles down right here.
How about a 1-pitch out on Andrew Jones? 24 pitches in the first inning and 12 strikes. Opponents average this season against his repertoire of pitches. And look out for the curveball and the slide piece.
I just totally disregard the fastball if I was Edwin Jackson. But the reason why those other pitches have such a low average is because of the fastball. You have to respect that. A guy that throws in the mid-90s, moves his fastball all over the place. You have to respect the heat, and that sets up all those other pitches, the secondary pitches, and that's why the averages are so low.
Nice look at inside the numbers from our friends at STGinc.com. Chris Stewart, the catcher, 0 for 1 yesterday. Last position player to get into the game for the Yankees, and he's going to have an extra base hit down the left field line. 13 for 51 in 19 games, checking in with his second double of the year.
Yeah, just a 2-seam fastball right out over the plate. Does a nice job of getting the head out. And if you beat Ryan Zimmerman to the third base side, you're doing something right. That ball was hit hard. Let's see if Nova bunts right here, swings away.
Nova 1 for 3 this year, 1 for 7 as a major league hitter, and he was hacking. One and 2 in 10 games, 7 starts for the Yankees in 2010. Blossomed last year, 16 and 4 in 27 starts. And this young man holding the bat since June 10th of last year is 20 and 2 in 28 starts. And that ties for the second most among major league pitchers, 3 behind Justin Verlander. So as I mentioned earlier, Ivan Nova does nothing but win when he pitches, despite not the greatest ERA around. Trying to help himself now with the bat. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, he's got a little something called run support in a pretty good lineup to have his back every 5th day. I think we saw Chen Ming Wong's numbers when he was a Yankee. He had tons of run support, and I think that's a big reason why these guys go out there free and easy. They don't feel like they have to be perfect because they have some serious offensive pop behind them.
And a good scramble by the very quick and athletic Jonathan Solano.
Yeah, we got the fist pump meter going today. I got the over-under set at 2.5 for fist pumps from Jonathan Solano. Good block right there. Sliding over. Protecting the 5-hole. Nice job.
And he'll step in the bucket to strike out. Kinetic North America with the pitch track on Edwin Jackson's first K of the day.
A little slide piece straight down. Good pitch. No chance. Thanks for coming.
Pitch track brought to you by Kinetic North America, providing world-class technology and responsive solutions to our government customers. Nationals start the day 4 up on the Braves. 4.5 up on the Mets, who have an early run at home against Cincinnati. 6 up on Miami and 9 up on the Phillies, who have homers at Toronto from Jim Thome and John Mayberry. They're 4th and 5th respectively, but the Blue Jays had a couple of early runs and they're tied at 2. Here's Jeter, got the base hit off the pitcher's glove that started that first inning rally.
Derek Jeter just did something I've never seen before. He couldn't get the bat sleeve off the bat in the on-deck circle, so he walked all the way up with it on his bat in the box, pounded his bat on home plate. The sleeve slid off. He grabbed it and threw it to Curtis Granderson in the on-deck circle. And for a minute, I thought he was going to hit with the sleeve on his bat.
Yeah, his hands aren't that quick at this stage of his career. Yeah, we've seen guys pound it on the ground at the on-deck circle, but never really take it into the batter's box.
Yeah, all the way to home plate. Check it out. Can't get it off in the on-deck circle, so he used his home plate. There it is. Throw it back to Granderson. A little chuckle by everybody, and I'm ready to hit.
Is there anything our crew misses? Come on. I do know they know a lot about donuts.
I was going to say lunch, but
they never miss lunch.
They never miss lunch.
That's a good fastball in the inside corner, 1-2. That apparatus over the years, it wasn't always as long as it is now. It used to be referred to as a donut.
Check out the frame by Solano. Boop.
Little snap.
A little snap frame gets a call.
Hey, maybe that pitch means that against left-handed batters, that outside corner might be available, which was not in the first inning. 1-2 strikes to Jeter, who's driven in 21 runs. He looks the ball into the catcher's mitt as long as any hitter you'll ever see.
He tracks the baseball, wants to know where it ends up. All good hitters do that. I think if you're Edwin Jackson right now, there's two places you can go. That two-seam fastball down and in that you just got the strike with, or you can go disappearing slider on the outer half. Tried to get it in there.
Second time Jeter's worked the count long.
Well, lots of heaters from Edwin Jackson, but we've seen that in the past. Fearless. Goes right after guys.
Yankees on top by 1, trying to add on here in the second. Stewart at second base, 2 outs. And a 3-2. Has Jeter just serving the ball to the right side for Adam LaRoche. The big boys are coming up. Adam LaRoche to lead off the second. Michael Morse and then Ian Desmond. Due up for Washington. Ignite your attitude, and you get a free new era ball cap when you pick 3 games on the midseason flex plan. Check it out, nationals.com/flex. Well, how long will Derek Jeter keep rolling along? In less than a week and a half, FP, he'll hit his 38th birthday.
Well, we watched him hustle the home plate on the sac fly just in case someone was thrown out behind him. Just a routine ground ball to first base to Adam LaRoche. Watch this, folks, almost 38 years old. And we asked Bryce Harper in Miami before the game if he could keep playing as hard as he's playing his whole career. And I think the answer is yes. Number 2's done it. And I think Bryce Harper could do the same thing. Just a routine ground ball to first. You know, I love the hustle. That's why we showed it again. Not taking anything for granted. I see a lot of guys that age just jog to first base. He put his head down and tried to beat Roche to the bag.
Adam Roche in this series, 1 for 5, couple of walks. Still 8th in the National League in walks, 9th in RBIs with 42. Nova only had to throw 8 pitches, 6 of them strikes in the first inning. Adam Roche gets a hold of one to right field. Is it enough? This game is tied. His 12th of the year.
The security guard on the 5th floor up here, Earl, calls Adam LaRoche Adam Cool. And I said, that's a great nickname. I told LaRoche before the game, we're going to start calling you Adam Cool. And he said, I love it. And how about the cool swing right there by Adam LaRoche? And folks, there goes the no-hitter.
And the shutout, and the game is tied. Adam LaRoche, 12th homer of the year, and that is his 176th. It's only a matter of time before Michael Morse goes back-to-back with it.
And we said Nova would give you something to hit. You see the location mistake it was supposed to be in, right down the middle. Had the sound, had the distance, the follow-through for the backspin. And that swing was cool. And when you think about it, everything the guy does is cool. Whether he's picking a ball at first base, whether it's a nasty one-hop seed right at him, whether it's a swing and a 3-2 count, he is cool. So we're sticking with that.
Nats 64th homer of the year. And Michael Morse will get jammed. This one over to the right side. Teixeira pursuing. An excellent first baseman. Bit of a stumble at the end, and he makes the play. It's a day when the sun is directly overhead. You can look at the shadows and see infielders are looking right up into the sun. Next, it'll be Ian Desmond, who tied the game yesterday.
And looking at the barrel of his bat, little concentration, got a serious location mistake, and you knew as soon as he swung it was out of here. Look how far Russell Martin had to reach for that two-seam fastball. And look how far the two-seam fastball went.
Corey Wade knew it was gone. So Ian Desmond now has 10 homers on the year, shortstop in double figures. 28 extra base hits, has him in the top 10 in the National League. And he'll look at the 0-1 pitch that just misses. Nova, by the way, just gave up his 14th home run. That was a hanging breaking ball that Ian wasn't able to drive. Slots, tables, and dining. Charlestown Races, Hollywood Casino, the ultimate triple play. And we check in on extra base hits by middle infielders this season.
How about the 5'5" guy in there? Jose Altuve.
That little guy is driving the ball all over the place.
We love him.
He'll be in Houston this summer.
He might be in Kansas City, too, for the All-Star game.
Swing and a miss on a pitch away. A breaker, a good one by Nova, and his first strikeout. Nissan will track it.
86 miles an hour, the slider from Nova. Desmond looking to pull. It was away. Ran out of bat.
Bases empty, 2 outs. By the way, Nissan, innovation. You can count on innovation for all. Get to your dealer ASAP. Great deals on great innovation at Nissan. Danny Espinosa looks at a first pitch breaking ball in this series. He's 1 for 10 with a walk and an RBI. Baltimore at Atlanta underway. The Orioles have an early run on the Braves, who trailed the Nats in the East by 4. Losing 2 games in the series hasn't hurt really. More than a half game in the standings for Washington in the National League East. Espinosa got jammed, fights it off, and it's on the ground in right field.
Not sure, but I think the bat died a hero right there. Had the sound, and Danny Espinosa will take it. That's what we used to call a thing. Right off the handle, right off the pine tar. And you might want to check that baseball. Nova's looking on the mound right now. He called timeout, and he's throwing the baseball in because it's got so much pine tar on it from where Danny Espinosa hit it. Look, he's trying to wipe his hand off right now. There will be illegal substances on this pitch from Ivan Nova.
You know, it's a great indication that for some pitchers there can be too much junk on the ball.
Yeah, I've never seen a pitcher throw a ball out with too much pine tar on it. And the reason they like pine tar on the baseball, it gives them a better grip. The ball's more tacky, and you can create more rotation on your off speed with a better grip. Guys have been known to dabble with pine tar on their inside bill of their hat.
Come on.
In their gloves.
Not our guys.
No. Everybody but the Nationals.
Greatest line ever. Somebody accused Don Sutton of putting a foreign substance on the baseball. He said, "I just want you to know that Vaseline is made right here in the United States of America."
That's good stuff.
You know, but part of it is the guessing game. I mean, Gaylord Perry, nobody was ever really sure, but he wanted them to think he was loading it up.
Pretty sure he was.
I used to love it when he'd show up at the All-Star game with that jersey that had all the logos of every team he'd ever pitched for. It was really something.
Well, there's times as a hitter when you know what the guy has. You've faced him a lot of times in your career, and you take a pitch, and it does something weird, and you look at the catcher and you say, "Come on. Are you kidding me with that?"
Yeah.
The ball's not supposed to knuckle in here on a fastball and dance and dart all over the place like a wiffle ball. I've never seen him throw that.
Guy that's in our organization, Jerry Brown, nicknamed the Governor, of course, longtime major leaguer. He was hitting against Don Sutton when I was with the Rangers in Anaheim one night, and he gave the umpire one of those looks. We just froze the camera on him just for about 10 seconds. It was the funniest thing he'd ever seen.
Yeah.
A batter that had just saw something he'd never seen before.
Jerry curl flying all off the baseball, getting in his eye.
1 ball and 2 strikes. We've been impressed with Jonathan Solano. In his first 4 big league games, of course, he got his home run the other night in Toronto. He's 4 for 10. And in his first 10 big league at bats, he's made contact 9 times. Told me his brother's been getting more playing time in Miami. They've had some changes at second base there. Runner started, then stopped. Solano hits it sharply to Derek Jeter. Underhand flip to Robinson Cano. Adam LaRoche, the coolest guy on the club, takes a fastball, gets it right over the edge of the curly W out there, and after 2, it's a 1-1 game. For 43. Well, the first couple of pitches today didn't go real well for Edwin Jackson. Maybe the first dozen, but the second dozen went really well, FP, and this could be a key later in the game.
Yeah, if the Nats end up winning this game today, we're going to look back at the first inning and see how Edwin Jackson got out of this jam. Popped up A-Rod, kept Mark Teixeira in the yard with a long sacrifice fly, and that was it. Raul Ibanez with a bullet to center field. Bryce Harper with a nice play. So with the bases loaded, it looked like the Yankees were going to have a big first inning, but Edwin Jackson said not so fast. Nice job of getting out of that. And it looks like he settled down.
Marlins underway at Tampa Bay. B.J. Upton, who will be here Tuesday, has hit his 5th homer of the year, and the Rays lead the other fish 1-0.
Yeah, look at Edwin Jackson's average against through the lineup. Second time around. Jeter grounded out to first base to end the second inning. Now here you go with Curtis Granderson.
Curtis Granderson doubled first time up. And that fastball thrown right by him as Edwin Jackson has topped out at 93 here early.
When we talk to Edwin Jackson after his outings, you say, nice job. The first thing he always says to you is, got to go right after him, man. Got to go right after him. And every time he takes the hill and every time he takes the ball every 5th day, that's exactly what he does. We had that stat last outing in Toronto where he had the least amount of pitches per inning.
Yep, right around 12 to 13 pitches per frame as an average, which is considered excellent. Alex Rodriguez is next, and it's a 2-2 with nobody out. Right side, Adam LaRoche scoops it, leads Jackson to the bag perfectly. That was a cool play, man. Here we go.
No, why not? It's a perfect nickname. That ball took a little tricky hop at the end for LaRoche. He just got his left foot out of the way and made the play like it was nothing. Look at tricky hop. Oh, I got it.
By the way, you might notice the guys, some of them wearing blue armbands, blue ribbons today, prostate awareness, cancer awareness for Father's Day. And dads, if you have not been screened, please go do that. Take care of it for you and your family. It's one of the best things you can do, and it's a very simple procedure. Alex Rodriguez, foul into the left field corner. Early detection can be a great thing, and hopefully the test comes out clean. But just think about your kids and how long you want to be around them and go get screened. MLB wants you to be aware of that on this Father's Day. Blue for the dads today. Navy blue for the Yankees. Rodriguez flied shallow left first time. Alex in this series 1 for 6 with an RBI. And him reaching. Good off speed 88.
That's the subtle slider from Edwin Jackson. I think when it's smaller like that, it's actually better because it looks like a fastball. You can't pick up the rotation. You go to swing and it's not there. Sometimes the slider is so big he has trouble keeping it in the strike zone, but that one was nice.
Tried to paint with that same pitch. You can paint with a slider if you throw it well enough. Let's check it out on the Cholula hot sauce pitch track.
And it just missed.
Bring in the slider, the heat, and the flavor.
Well, I guess you could put Cholula on sliders. That'd be good.
Yeah. I think it's great they named a sandwich after a pitch. Left center, and Lombardozzi was playing way out there. I mean, he's almost in center field, but he didn't have to move very far to catch that ball the way the Nats have A-Rod scouted. The Rays are coming, and David Price, one of their best pitchers, goes against Chien-Ming Wong on Tuesday night. Steven Strasburg and Jeremy Hellickson on Wednesday. Gio goes against Matt Moore in a Thursday night game. Joe Madden, two-time American League Manager of the Year, and his beat-up Tampa Bay Rays. Evan Longoria's been hurt. Luke Scott's on the DL. But B.J. Upton is healthy. He has homered today. And they always play good defense. They're a good, solid, fundamental big league ball club. Well managed. Robinson Cano intentionally walked first time up after the count went to 3-0. And by the way, real quickly, speaking of Gio, last night he had as his guest at our gala Nyoka Dong from the Walter Reed Hospital, first class petty officer, and FP wanted to bring somebody from the military as his guest to the gala last night, and he did. And hats off to Gio for doing that. Spent a lot of time with a lot of folks last night. I would say that he and Steven Strasburg, Ryan Zimmerman, and Bryce Harper were the 4 top attractions in terms of people hanging out with him. And Gio, nice going. And a good salute to the military last night. A lot of people very happy about that. And she is an all-star at the hospital, working tirelessly to help rehabilitate our wounded servicemen and women. And thanks to Gio, she had a nice evening out last night.
Yeah, pretty cool.
A lot of money raised last night. That Bryce Harper opening day jersey, at least his opening day, and the ball cap, what was that, $11,000?
Yeah.
On the live auction.
I'll tell you what, they called Sean Casey the mayor in Cincinnati. Gio Gonzalez could run for mayor right now. Are you kidding me? I mean, he was working the room, shaking hands, kissing babies. I would say talking to more people than anybody. That's just his nature. That's his personality. But he had a good time last night and made all the fans that were there very happy.
Yep. Two balls, two strikes. And that's low and inside to Robinson Cano.
97, best fastball of the day from Jackson.
And then somebody last night bid on the right to throw out the first pitch today. And that dad did a nice job. It was videotaped for him. He'll be presented with a DVD, and they're sitting somewhere in the President's Club today. Great night for the Nationals Dream Foundation, making dreams come true for the kids of this area who love baseball. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Robinson Cano, who will step out.
Cano had trouble picking up that slider from Jordan Zimmerman yesterday, down and in. I wonder if they go to it right here, 3-2.
There goes fastball, 96 and missed. Robinson Cano has walked 6 times in this series. Mark Teixeira, RBI fly ball, bases loaded, first time up. So he's driven in 3 in his last 2 plate appearances here. The double yesterday and that fly ball today.
Well, we talked about it coming in. Cano, a hot hitter, 8 home runs over his last 26 games, just 3 home runs in his first 38 games. So based on all the walks and the way they're pitching him, you'd say that's the guy they circled if they have the opportunity that isn't going to beat him.
Edwin's had a couple of errant pickoff throws this year. That one right on target.
Cano doesn't run much, just 1 stolen base.
Yeah, he never has been a base stealer in his career. And I'm sure he's fast enough and athletic enough to do it. He's going to turn and go to third. Good base running's not all about stealing. It's about going first to third on base hits. And that's what he does with 2 outs with Raul Ibanez coming up. Mark Teixeira's had 3 good at-bats in a row now in this series. STGinc.com. Find out why the government turns to STG. Opponent's batting average by situation. So now here are runners on and also runners in scoring position in 2 outs. And they have been outstanding.
Good pitchers get tough in those situations. Number 1, because it's a run, an earned run, and number 2, they want the win. And that's when they turn it up a notch. And as a hitter, that's when you see their best stuff. That's why we get so excited when you see guys with averages high with runners in scoring positions. It's not easy to drive in runs.
Perfect off-speed pitch to the outside corner on Raul Ibanez, who is a really good fastball hitter.
Yeah, started him up with a curveball. I haven't seen too many of those today from Edwin. Stole strike one. Nice job.
Anxious moment for the Nats when Ibanez lined to center first inning, but Bryce Harper raced in to grab it. Looks like a straight change, 86 in the dirt.
If a guy hits a fastball off you hard first time up like Ibanez did, we just showed the line drive to center field in the review of the first inning. Very rare you see that same pitch again. He might go to a fastball right here, but it's going to be to a corner. It's going to be to a spot. And I think that spot would be middle in.
Way in, as it turns out. 24 pitches first inning, 13 in the second inning, and now 20 more here in the top of the third.
He's a guy that I'm not concerned about with the pitch count. I feel like with Edwin Jackson, he gets better the higher the pitch count gets. He's a horse out there, so he's the one guy on this staff I really don't pay any attention to the pitch count when he's on the mound.
2 balls, 1 strike. A lot of off speed to Raul Ibanez here, and the count's even 2-2.
Yeah, good changeup right there, 86. Not because of the speed, but the movement. Got inside of this changeup, little inside out piece. Watch the tail action at the end. Away from the barrel, good pitch.
Groundswell of support coming from the crowd now to get this third out. The Yankees have runners at the corners.
Yeah,
in a 1-1 game.
Fastball in, going back in there. I like it.
He jammed him, and Ibanez could not hit that ball fair.
That's not an easy pitch to throw, especially to a guy that's got pop. Ibanez with 10 home runs. And you have to be pretty sure of that pitch and have confidence in your fastball and your location to go in there with 2 strikes. If you're going to miss in. He did.
He had a guy with 262 home runs career. Ibanez averages right around 20 per year. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A long look at the runner. And a ground ball right side. Danny Espinosa had to make sure that thing didn't jump off the lip of the grass. 2 more stranded, 5 now by the Yankees. Happy Father's Day to all you Navy Yard dads today, and all of our military dads. Edwin Jackson, bottom of the third coming up. Visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And here's Christina.
Thank you, Bob. Happy Father's Day. In the spirit of Father's Day, I talked to Steve Lombardozzi about the biggest advice his dad gave him as playing as a big leaguer, which he did back in the day. And he said, you know what? He told me just go out there and enjoy playing. Don't put too much pressure on myself. Whether things are going bad or things are going well, go out there with the same focus and same energy. And he says, I try to do that. I try to stay even keel, whether I'm playing or not. Talked to hitting coach Rick Eckstein about Lombo, and he said, you know what? He comes with the same focus every day. He's so consistent. He doesn't waver, and his biggest attribute is his discipline, which he clearly got from his father as well.
Well, his father will be remembered for something. In the 1987 World Series, he hit .412 for the Twins, who beat the Cardinals that year in that series where the home team won every game. Great advice from a dad who really knew how to get it done in the major leagues and made the most of his ability. Edwin Jackson with a tapper, third base line. Alex Rodriguez time to play it with the glove, and Edwin almost beat that ball out. He's a good athlete. Good play by A-Rod.
I thought he might have had a swing and bunt right here. Got a good jump out of the box. Alex Rodriguez with a little flip throw over the top, right on the money. Just gets Jackson by a step. Now look at the hustle from Edwin Jackson, getting down the line, smelling the base hit.
So here's Lombardozzi, whose dad was a 9th round pick. Steve, a 19th round pick by the Nats in '06. So they're used to overachieving in this family. In this series, Steve 2 for 8, couple of walks. Counts even 1-1. That tapper will be easy for Mark Teixeira. It'll be Bryce Harper with 2 down. We have an AT&T fact of the game for you. 63 days in first place. So more than 2 months on the calendar. And the longest stretch since the move to D.C., even for that ball club that won 50 games in the first half. Back in '05.
And there was a game after the last game in Miami. I'm trying to think of who it was against.
Harper hits one well, heading for the scoreboard. It'll hit at the base of the scoreboard, and Bryce Harper has a 2-out double.
And we talk about the second at bat all the time for Bryce Harper. He saw the curveballs first time up, and what did he do? He sat on a first pitch curveball. Got it right out over the plate, hit it off the wall in right center field for his 10th double of the year. Watch. You're going to throw me off speed? All right, I'll sit on off speed, and that's exactly what he did. I'm going to disregard fastball today, sit on that get-me-over curveball. I think he had just enough side spin to stay in the ballpark. Usually when he squares one up like that, if he gets that 12-6 rotation, that backspin, it'll stay up in the air and right out of the park. A little conversation with the captain. Telling Cano, don't barehand that ball. Come on, dude. You gotta let that go. I need that knock.
Big spot with 2 outs for Ryan Zimmerman to give the Nats the lead here. Ryan this weekend 1 for 10. He's been sitting on 993 hits since his first time up when he singled on Friday night.
With that double right there in his second at bat, Bryce Harper is now 19 for 38. The .500 average even in his second at bat this year with 11 extra base hits.
Crazy. Who does that at any age?
That's making some serious adjustments, folks.
No balls and 2 strikes now to Zimmerman. Target away. Did he go? Yes, he did. No appeal needed. Jeff Kellogg punches him out, and the Nats have stranded a couple. On to the middle innings. The Nats in a salvage operation against the Yankees today, and it's 1-1 after 3. Hyundai. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. Good day for some cool ones. A good old hot dog with some all-American dressing on it. And this one going to the top of the 4th inning. And speaking of the best in this country, it's our DynCorp International Troop recognition. Nats do it every day after the 3rd inning. And at DynCorp, we serve today for a better tomorrow. Special thought for all of you whose dads may be deployed on this Father's Day. Special wishes and thoughts go out to you. We know you're missing your dad. And he'll be back soon. Andrew Jones, Chris Stewart, Ivan Nova for the Yankees, top 4. Andrew Jones, a 1-pitch comebacker that Wynn Jackson handled to start off the 2nd inning. And he gets the inside corner call from Jeff Kellogg. A lot of numbers against Washington. But that's not as many fly balls as he chased down against our ball club over the years. Taking hits away in the gaps here and Atlanta and RFK Stadium. He was such a joy to watch as a 10-time Gold Glove winner.
Joy to watch for you.
Now, yeah, I wasn't hitting, right?
Yeah, not a joy to hit against.
I know, but we appreciate good baseball.
We appreciate him taking all the hits away from him. We talk about it all the time. And watch where Granderson plays. Maybe we'll get a shot of that next inning. And I'm wondering if it's the Andrew Jones influence in center field. Curtis Granderson plays crazy shallow, and that's where Andrew Jones used to play. And if you talk to pitchers, they make a good pitch. They saw a guy off or get something off the end. They want to be rewarded for that. They'd rather have you take base hits away than extra base hits.
That time Jones reaching. Desmond. And Ian Desmond's having one of those weekends. This will be his 3rd error, 1 in each game. And I thought that ball might be a little tricky at the lip of the grass, but he picked it up okay at first.
I think it was a one-hand play, though. The fact that he went down for 2 hands on this might have been the reason he bobbled it. If you field that off the left and throw it off the right, maybe a little easier play. But trying to secure the ball with his bare hand just popped out of there. We talked about it in the open. When you're playing the Yankees, you can't give them extra outs.
Here's Chris Stewart, the number 8 hitter, and he has a double on his ledger today. Costly error for Ian in the 4th inning yesterday with 2 outs, gave the Yankees a run. He atoned for it later with the home run, and evidently time had been given as Edwin Jackson was pushing off the rubber. Stewart was bunting for a hit there. Andrew Jones, by the way, no stolen base attempts this year. In his major league career, he's stolen 152. So Jackson gets ahead on the attempted bunt, and now he puts one under the bat of the New York catcher. No balls, 2 strikes.
87 miles an hour slider from Jackson, right down the middle. Watch it dip right out of the strike zone.
It's Kinetic North America on the pitch track. Chris Stewart, 30-year-old backup catcher. He's been with the White Sox, the Rangers, Padres, Giants. 3rd tour of duty with the Yankees. And the 0-2 popped up for Danny Espinosa. Vote for your favorite Nationals as we look ahead to the All-Star game in Kansas City. Wow, that's less than a month away. Get 50% off tickets to a select Nats game. So go to nationals.com/vote to find out more. Some restrictions do apply. Vote early, vote often, vote for your Nats. And now we'll see if Nova is bunting with 1 out to get a runner to scoring position.
I'm trying to think how many Nationals will be on the All-Star team.
Do you have a guess? Do you have inside information?
No. Yeah, absolutely no. Bryce Harper is on the All-Star team. No, I'm thinking Strasburg, Gio, right?
They'd be pretty tough to take one, not the other.
Yeah, they're a team. They do everything together. And if they have, the computer vote with the last 4 or 5 guys like they do, and Bryce Harper's on there, I believe everybody will vote him in.
A couple of not great looking bunt attempts by Nova. Adam LaRoche has never been on an All-Star team, and he's been in the top 5 and right now in the top 10 all year long in the National League in RBIs and walks, on base percentage.
Yeah, I'm in.
No balls, 2 strikes. Look at that. How do you look like that on 2 bunt attempts, and then with a ball coming right into your body, you lay it down perfectly? First career sacrifice bunt.
Apparently Ivan Nova got the squeeze sign from Rob Thompson. Watch this. 2 strikes. Jose Cuervo on the Exmo. Let's check it out. I'm bunting this ball no matter where it is, and it's hit or be hit. Wow, that's some bat control right there and a little bit of luck. And I thought there was no shot that he would get that ball down.
So he gets the runner to scoring position for Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter today 1 for 2 with an infield hit and a run scored. Jeter, by the way, checked in today as the 4th leading batting average guy in the American League. Whoa. That'll spin him out.
And for a guy that dives across the plate his whole career, Derek Jeter likes to lean out there, hit the ball with authority the other way. Just a 2-seam fastball from Edwin Jackson that got away.
5th highest career batting average ever by a Yankee, and the first one to ever get 3,000 hits. He took a rip on 2-0. Edwin took a little bit off, 86 to hit the bottom of his bat.
That was a rip like you just threw one at me. I'm going deep. Watch this swing by Jeter. Let the throttle out of the 2-0 slider. Way out in front.
Curtis Granderson 1 for 2 with a double today. Serious jammage. Strike 2.
If you take that pitch right there and get inside of it and get a base hit the other way, you're a magician. I've seen him do it, though. I've seen him take a fastball down and in to get the barrel, too. But watch Jeter's hands. When I talk about inside the ball, that's what I mean, right there.
How does that bat not break? It hit literally right on the trademark.
That was like the Nova bunt, only it was a swing.
Yeah. Yankees and the Nats are tied 1-1 here in the 4th. And a little tapper right side for Adam LaRoche, who will lead off the bottom of the 4th. Hey, go online and vote for him for the All-Star game. It might be the coolest thing you do today. He led in the corner. Tall Tom takes out the father of our country on Father's Day. Are you kidding me? And then at the end, Teddy, not wearing his glasses, taken out by Tall Tom Jefferson. And I think we should find out why Screech did not disqualify Tom Jefferson, because Teddy, in my opinion, won that race. Inquiry. Here's our game summary. Bryce Harper has a double today. Adam LaRoche has a home run leading off the 2nd that tied the game after Mark Teixeira sac fly in the first, bases loaded. 1-0 pitch. Fastball. Bang. No cheap homers over there, because you have to hit the ball at least 15 feet high to get over the scoreboard and the curly W. Adam hit it about 10, 12 feet beyond that. And his 12th of the year has the game tied. He'll lead off here in the 4th. Gets a breaking ball inside, ball 1. You didn't think he was going to get another first pitch fastball, did you?
Oh, look back right there. Did Jeff Kellogg? I don't think he liked the call.
Adam LaRoche again. How far for this one? Off the scoreboard. He'll have to hustle to get two. That's a good throw, but it's high. And Adams in there. Andrew Jones really unleashed a good throw. And Adam LaRoche, Jones' former teammate in Atlanta, has 6 total bases today.
And that ball was hit harder than the first one. It was a home run. 16th double of the year for LaRoche. This one just didn't have the height. Check it out. Fastball right down the middle. And he thinks he's got home run number 2 that just missed going out. And good hustle by LaRoche to get into second for the double.
And now Michael Morris as the Nats threaten to take the lead. Strike call outside corner. So the Nats have their 4th base hit. 3 of them now. Extra bases.
And this is where we're talking about little things. You want to win close games against good teams. You have to find a way to get LaRoche in. Get him over, get him in. Play the game. And Michael Morse got a mistake right there up in the zone. He was on that heater.
Adam LaRoche now 3 for 7 in this series. On base 5 times. And Morris will strike out on a pitch in the dirt. Strikeout number 2 or number 3 now for Ivan Nova, who got Zimmerman at the end of last inning. Discover Kia and the full line of high quality, stylish and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. And when guys put the ball in play, FP, this is really unusual because he's such a big winner. But when you get the ball in play, it's an extremely high opponent's batting average.
Well, I said at the outset that he'll give you something to hit. He's a guy that tries to work to a corner. He'll leave pitches out over the plate. You saw it right there to LaRoche. Fastball right down the middle, the same pitch he had his first time.
That's a well-hit ball by Ian Desmond. They'll have to hold LaRoche. Ball hit right at Andrew Jones. So Bull Porter way down the line to hold him. And now the Nats have a corner situation with 1 out for Danny Espinosa.
All right, good swing by Desmond right here, using the hole on the right side. You see the location mistake, just talking about it. That was supposed to be down the way. That's a hanger right down the middle. Good job by Bo Porter to hold LaRoche. He wasn't going to score. And a nice job, Robinson Cano, going back to first base so that Ian Desmond couldn't take a big turn. Remember that rundown play with the Mets a couple of weeks ago when Daniel Murphy didn't peel back to first base. There was a rundown, and the Nats ended up scoring a run. Quintanilla threw the ball away, and they got a cheapie, but that can't happen if the second baseman peels back and covers first, and that's what Cano did.
And what has to happen here is get that runner home with less than 2 outs. That time they started Danny with a fastball, breaking ball first time. Later in the at-bat, he fought off a pitch and dumped it into right field.
And we talked about the alignment of the defense. Check out where Granderson is. So usually the center fielder is the deepest, but it goes like that to where the center fielder is the shallowest. And maybe that's the influence of the right fielder, Andrew Jones, who used to play center field, and he used to play it very shallow.
Granderson's been to a couple of All-Star games, won a Gold Glove, but hasn't won a Gold Glove. Maybe he'll learn enough from Andrew Jones someday to do that. No balls, 1 strike to Danny Espinosa. Target outside corner.
Anytime you see Ian Desmond kind of trying to get a jump, getting the rhythm going in his lead at first base, he's thinking about ripping a bag. Trent Jewett talking to him right now, giving him Nova's time to home plate. And I think this is a guy you can definitely steal a base off of. But you see him trying to get a jump, get that rhythm going, and time it.
Not far off the corner. And the count's even 1-1. Reaching the 3 o'clock hour here. Third game of the weekend series. The Nats and the Yankees will draw close to 124 to 125,000 at the ballpark this weekend. And right now a 1-1 game and a game situation, fourth inning, to try to take command. Target is out there again. Espinosa waving his bat at it, pulling it back. 2 balls, 1 strike. It was off speed.
And Danny Espinosa, left-handed lately, been doing a nice job of going the other way. You remember the big home run, 408 feet to straightaway center field in Toronto. Got a base hit his first time up, pull side, broke his bat. But right now he's thinking about using the big part of the park. Up the middle the other way, get a ball elevated that he can drive.
2-1. Running count for Desmond. Nope, he's holding. Ball 3, low and in.
And Nova loves his curveball. Wow.
Jonathan Solano, the rookie catcher, is on deck.
After all those curveballs in a row, Espinosa held up nicely on the first one. He took that one right there. If I'm Danny Espinosa right now, I'm dead red. You throw me anything else, I'm going to look like a fool and miss it. But I am sitting on a fastball right here, looking for something out over the plate that I can drive.
Desmond jumps off the bag. Middle infielders, double play depth, time given. Huge gap in right center. A lot of room down the right field line. Target is way out there. That ball driven up the middle. Look at Cano and Jeter turn a 4-6-3. In fact, Mark Teixeira likes it so much, he throws the ball back to Robinson Cano. Yankees probably don't get enough credit for their defense. Fewest errors of any team in baseball.
All tied as we go to the top of the 5th. Let's check out that 4-6-3 double play. Danny Espinosa got himself into a hitting count, 3-1. He was looking for a fastball. He got the pitch he was looking for. He's got a little sink at the end. That was the difference between a fly ball And a pretty nifty 4-6-3 double play. Good slide by Ian Desmond trying to run some traffic to take out Derek Jeter. But I'm going to say Derek Jeter's turned a few of these to where he knows how to get out of the way. Check that out. Did not even get touched, but that's a good hard slide by Ian Desmond.
Great pick by Cano, led to all of that. Granderson, Rodriguez, and Cano. Top of the 5th now for the Yankees. Curtis Granderson 1 for 2 with a double today. On a pitch up, hits it to right. Michael Morse turns around, watches it sail onto the bullpen mound. And the Yankees, after taking something away from the Nats, grab the lead right back.
A change-up up from Edwin Jackson. 21st home run of the year for Curtis Granderson. Let's check out the Toshiba Exmo replay. Look at that, change-up up. Granderson caught it out front. Almost like he knew it was coming. Wasn't out in front at all. That pitch was 86 miles an hour.
And the Yankees have hit their 98th home run. That ball jacked out to center by Alex Rodriguez on a rope right to Bryce Harper. Granderson has the only 2 Yankee home runs in this series, and this one gives them the lead. Packed house, Nationals Park. 2-1 New York now, top of the 5th, with Robinson Cano coming in. But FP, the thing that strikes you about watching the Yankees over a 3-day period is the timing of what they do. They seem to do the right things, the big things, at the right times. They turn a double play to keep you from scoring, and then boom, right back at you.
Well, they won a lot of baseball games, and they know how to win. And they know what you have to do to win.
Well, they're going up hacking now, and Cano a first pitch line drive.
And I don't think it's always the big things like the home run by Granderson. It's the little things they do that impress you. The shutdown innings after the Nationals score, the bunt plays like we saw with the Knicks the other day, the stolen bases when everybody knows you're stealing. So, a team that obviously knows how to win big games, has been in a lot of big games. And we talked about it in the open. Maybe that's a process to where maybe younger guys can look at that and say, okay, hey, this is how you play the game. They know how to play the game, but doing it on a big stage against a big team like the Yankees is a different story.
Mark Teixeira next. Sac fly and a base hit. And that's 3 hitters in a row, first pitch swinging. Lombardozzi broke back. He's coming in and plenty of time. FP, you were on a young ball club that was developing some winning habits, and you guys thought you were on the way, but you kind of find out that maybe you've got a ways to go. Tell us about that with the Yankees, all of that back in the 90s.
Yeah, when I was with the Oakland A's in the early 2000s, you beat everybody, and then all of a sudden you play the Yankees, and guys changed. It was like you could take care of everybody but the team in the pinstripes, and there was just something about playing those guys, that the young players on the Oakland A's, Mulder, Zito, Hudson, when they were younger, Chavez, Tejada, guys like that beat up on everybody else. But then when you played the Yankees, it was a different story, and I think that's part of learning how to win. When you can get by the pinstripes and you can learn how to play in those big games. But it was funny because we would beat up on everybody else, be nice and loose, then all of a sudden you're playing the New York Yankees, you look down the dugout, and you see some pretty wide eyes, guys changing their game plan, guys changing how they field the baseball, all of a sudden guys swinging at stuff they didn't swing at all year long. And I think it has a lot to do with playing a team with the credential and the resume like the Yankees. We kind of touched on it a little bit yesterday, that it's a different kind of game. No matter who you play, no matter how long you play, when you play these guys, it's a different feel. It's a different vibe for a player down in the field.
40 American League pennants, 27 World Championships. Unbelievable success, considered by many the most successful sports team in any sport at any time. It's an interesting debate. You know, you think about the NFL and the Packers, Steelers, NHL, the Montreal Canadiens, a decade of dominance here and there. NBA, Celtics, Lakers,
Charlotte Hornets.
I hadn't thought of them. But those franchises, there's a drive to Espinosa, all seem to have a great decade here and there. The Yankees are having another great century. Hard hitting the ball in the fifth and taking a 2-1 lead. Monument. It's a wonderful day at the ballpark for families, and here on Father's Day, Christina has more.
Bob, Steven Strasburg's dad has played a major role in his baseball life from day one and still does to this day, not only supporting his son, but everybody in the Nationals clubhouse.
He's the type of person that, you know, he can talk to anybody and you know, comes out to spring training every year, just loves watching baseball. And I think it's cool to have a dad that doesn't just care about his son, but also cares about all the other guys that he plays with. And that's one thing that he loves to do. He loves to go out there and check up on, you know, Morris, Espinosa, Harper, a lot of the guys that he's met before.
Steven reminisced today on Father's Day about the Sundays back in the day when he'd go to the Little League field every Sunday with his dad with a bucket of balls and a group of friends. His dad would just toss them to him and spend the day with them, and he said it's probably why he has a torn rotator cuff now, because he always took one for the team and was a part of growing up learning baseball.
That's a great story. Yeah, Steven's dad, I love running into him down in the tunnel after the game outside the clubhouse. He'll talk baseball with you for a while and break down the game that was just played. Neat stuff.
Big Jim. Hopefully we'll see him in Colorado.
Here's Jonathan Solano. He bounced out on a 6-4 to Jeter first time. He leads off here in the fifth. Nats down by a run. Good hitting pitcher on deck. See if the number 8 man can get on base. 1-1 pitch. He'll slap it out of play. In Toronto on Tuesday, first career long ball.
Got a hanger right out over the plate. Whew. That one was screaming big fly in the bullpen, and he came back to the dugout, and everybody was so pumped that he hit his first home run. Look at them. They're just going nuts right now. Big time silent treatment.
Yeah, Rick Eckstein couldn't take it any longer. He had to give him the first high five.
I was wondering who was going to be the first guy to flinch in there, but that was a pretty good silent treatment on his first career home run.
He went 2 for 3 that day, batting 9th. 365-foot shot with 2 outs in the 7th. Nats won the game 4-2. That made it even better. There's a base hit to the right side for Solano, who's now 5 out of 12 as a big league hitter.
That's big. Leadoff man on. The Yankees score a run in their half, and then you come right back with a leadoff man out. Now it's up to Edwin Jackson to do a little thing right here and get Jonathan Solano to second base. Good inside-out swing right there. He's pumped up. Leadoff man on. Looking good. Nice swing.
Edwin Jackson has 1 sacrifice bunt this year. He has 9 in his career. At times, Edwin swings the bat better than he bunts.
I got a feeling he's going to get this one down.
After getting knocked down.
I got a feeling this one's going to be in his ear. Some guys will do that out of habit. I've seen pitchers before to where they see a guy square around, they just throw the ball at him. They can't help it.
He's going to pull the bat back and take a strike.
I'd like to see him pull the bat back and hit one right by A-Rod. I mean, he's 2 steps in front of home plate right there. That's too close. I mean, obviously you can bunt the ball to Teixeira at first base, but if you can pull the bat back, and we've seen Edwin control the barrel and just get it on the ground. Watch how close Alex is coming down the third baseline right here. He is right on top of him. That's too close. You go Butcher Boy right there. You get it right by him.
He's going to lay down a perfect bunt. Rodriguez 2-0 on a 5-4. Tying runs at second base with 1 out here in the 5th.
And Alex coming in from third base. Check it out. I mean, he is right in his grill. But that's a nice job of deadening the baseball, making the first bounce be in the dirt. And once you do that, you're good. Nice bunt, Edwin Jackson.
Now, over the years, if we watched Ryan Zimmerman on that play, he'll lay back a little bit because Ryan likes to be in full stride when he picks up the ball. He'll lay back a little bit and then just start running in because he's so good. He throws the ball on the run, as we've talked about so many times, better than anybody else.
Yeah, that and he likes his teeth.
Yeah, I like the controlled and then let it fly approach. Top of the order, Steve Lombardozzi. A ground ball to the pitcher, 1 to the first baseman. And he's hunting his 9th RBI here.
I don't have it on me. I wonder how many first pitch fastballs that Ivan Nova has thrown today. Not many.
I can tell you one thing he has done. First pitch strikes. To the first 16 batters today, 13 of them were first pitch in the zone. And now that's Lombardozzi grounding out to advance Solano with 2 outs for Bryce Harper. The Ignite Your Natitude tweet up is coming Tuesday, July 3rd, pardon me, Nats Giants. Giveaways, scavenger hunts, special guests. To register, simply tweet RSVP using hashtag IYNT. Space is limited. Some restrictions apply. Go to nationals.com/tweetup for more information.
And Bryce Harper had a first pitch curveball last time up off the scoreboard in right center field. It'll be interesting to see what he gets this time up. Maybe a fastball in.
Harper looking for RBI number 20. He lines it right at Derek Jeter. The Yankees are a charmed squad indeed this weekend. Everything going their way. Sixth inning here at Nationals Park. This day in history brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. OCOcean.com. Click on Summer of Thanks, special deals and discounts. American League record 18 strikeouts on this date in 78 for the Gator, Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry, who would go on to win 170 games in his major league career with a career ERA of 3.29 and 1,778 strikeouts. And a lot of them on that day against the Angels. He would later be the pitching coach for the Yankees, 06-07.
The first day of spring training with the Yankees in 2002, I took batting practice off Ron Guidry and Goose Gossage. Those were the guys thrown to me.
How about that? So one guy could start you off and the other guy could close you off.
I swear they were both having flashbacks too.
And of course Goose Gossage, he was getting saves when guys were pitching 2 and 3 innings to save ball games a couple of decades ago. Top of the sixth, Andrew Jones, 0 for 2, 85 pitches for Edwin Jackson through 5 innings.
And the one thing Edwin Jackson has to do is just keep doing what he's doing. I think Ivan Nova's done a nice job so far, but he's giving the Nationals pitches to hit every at-bat. It's not like he has lights-out electric stuff today. He's leaving some pitches out over the plate, and it's only a matter of time before they push a couple of runs across the plate, I think. So for Edwin Jackson, just keep pounding the strike zone, keep throwing fastball, slider combination, and keep the score right where it's at, and you got a good chance to win this game.
2 balls and 1 strike. You would know more about this than me. How often have you ever heard of a pitcher being a team captain? Yankees have had captains down over the years. Ron Guidry was a captain of the Yankees.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
Very cool.
Yeah, tough to get a guy that goes out there every 5th day to be a team captain, but obviously if you're doing things off the field in the clubhouse and you're the leader regardless of what position you play.
86, 87, 88 he was. Edwin Jackson walking Andrew Jones to lead off the 6th. 3rd walk of the day. Down to the number 8 spot where you'll see the box score features a double by Chris Stewart back in the 2nd. But the damage came in the 1st inning. They loaded the bases with 1 out. Mark Teixeira, the sac fly, his 39th RBI. And then leading off the 5th, Curtis Granderson got a changeup up. Put it in the bullpen for his 21st home run. Having said all the things that we've talked about during this series, though, the bottom line is the Nationals have pitched the Yankees pretty well in this series.
We played the Yankees pretty well in this series, period.
You know, only 2 earned runs in regulation yesterday. 3 runs total. They got the 2-run hit in the 14th inning. They didn't score but 2 runs in the first 6 innings on Friday against Gio Gonzalez. So the Nats have been close against New York throughout this series. I know Davey Johnson can't be happy with the 4 errors in these 3 games. That's one of the big differences right now. The Yankees have made 1, and that was a hot shot off of Jeter that could have been ruled either way. Great looking breaking ball by Edwin Jackson, and the count's even 1-1. Nissan will track it.
A little slider down the way, 85 miles an hour. Stewart can't hold up.
First and third along. Other one's pretty good. By the way, it's not only Father's Day, but we want to send out anniversary wishes at P&I Do to Ted and Annette Lerner. 61st wedding anniversary today for the first family of the Nets. Our managing general principal owner, Ted Lerner, and his wife Annette.
That is a record that will not be broken by me.
Well, they're 5 past Joe DiMaggio with 61.
Congratulations.
How about that? 61 years. Three balls and a strike. Suddenly Edwin nibbling here against the bottom of the order in the 6th inning. Ivan Nova, the pitcher, waiting.
Andrew Jones taking a long look at Rob Thompson for the sign at third base. I wonder if they start him right here in a 3-1 count, even with the pitcher on deck.
Short lead. Had his hands on his knees and stayed. And a line drive. 3-2 on the foul ball. Well, there are some pinstripes in the ballpark today.
A little bigger lead by Jones.
On 3-2 with nobody out. He is running. And a swing and a base hit that'll drop into center. Harper had designs on whipping around and throwing to third. And now the Yankees have first and third, nobody out with their pitcher coming up.
Well, the best thing that happened on that play is that Bryce Harper bobbled the ball, because if he did the spin move throw, Andrew Jones was only about 2 steps from third base. And check it out. Nice bat control by Chris Stewart. Gets a slider, doesn't try to do too much. Just playing a little bit of pepper right there in a 3-2 count. Pretty piece of hitting. And right here, Bryce Harper with a little bobble. He's thinking about throwing Jones out. Let's check out the relationship. I don't think he would have had him, so maybe that's a good thing that he dropped the baseball.
Well, this is a great National League situation for any offense. You can have your pitcher bunt. If he gets the runner to second, it's nice. And if he lays down a great bunt and the defense makes a mistake, you could score a run here and advance the trail runner. He'll lay it down. No play at second. LaRoche right to Espinosa. And Ivan Nova suddenly looks like a batsman here with 2 consecutive sacrifice bunts, the first of his major league career.
With the first sacrifice bunt, his second time up, you were thinking that maybe Joe Girardi was thinking squeeze, because in essence his first bunt was a squeeze, a pitch that was thrown right at him. He did a nice job of getting it down, but that one was perfect.
Here comes Derek Jeter. And by the way, the Yankees are the most successful interleague team ever. They've won 166 games and lost 109 for a major league leading .604 winning percentage. The top 5 teams all time in interleague are all American League teams, with these guys leading the way. Ballpark coming alive as the Nats fans try to boo down the chanting Yankee fans, and that's inside to Jeter on a fastball.
I'm looking at Andrew Jones at third base. I don't think he's going contact play right here. Didn't have a very big lead right there. Didn't seem like he was interested on going on a ground ball. And if you're an infielder, you peek out of one corner of your eye to see if the guy's getting down the line, to know that if you get a ground ball, you either have to be in a hurry with the throw to the plate, or you can just go to first base. But it doesn't look like he's going on contact.
Fastball looked all the way in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And when you think about it, if you're Joe Girardi, why would you run a contact play right here when you have Granderson and Rodriguez coming up?
Yeah, you keep the inning alive. You might end up with a crooked number on the board. No swing.
Hands went, bat didn't. Let's check it out from the side.
It's a good take. .100 pitches with 1 out in the 6th inning. The Yankees have elevated the Nats' pitch counts this weekend. Jeter goes upstairs, couldn't reach it.
I think you go up there again if you're Edwin Jackson. Derek Jeter will chase a high fastball with 2 strikes. You see it right here. Good two-seam run up in his eyes. Tried to get on top, couldn't. He's went slider away in 2-strike counts twice to Jeter and got 2 ground balls to Roche at first base back-to-back. Right now, he's hunting a strikeout.
Infield in, outfield around to the right in a 2-1 game. Top of the 6th. And by the way, the National League took a beating yesterday. The American League won 10 out of 14 interleague games and now lead 85-69, including the Yankees win here. Nats are still 7-4 in interleague play, best they've ever done, despite the 2 losses here. And Joe Girardi's Yankees are 9-2.
Edwin Jackson looked back at Chris Stewart on second base right before he threw that pitch, saw something he didn't like and stepped off. Called Jonathan Solano out, Ian Desmond out. I think they changed up the signs.
Well, that is a catcher out there.
Yep.
Who knows a lot about signs.
And check it out. The last look before he goes home is to second base. He's looking at Stewart. He sees something he doesn't like, and he calls Solano out. So maybe a helmet turn, maybe an arm lower than another, maybe some sort of sign being relayed. But you got to take care of that first so you have confidence in this pitch you're about to throw.
Which is inside, ball 3.
The fans wanted it. I thought it was way in. Let's see. That's not close. This becomes the biggest pitch of the game right now.
Third time Derek Jeter in 4 at-bats has worked it to a full count. So Jeter alone has been responsible for about 20% of Edwin Jackson's pitch count today.
Well, we talked about it the first 2 games of this series. If you're going to carve through this Yankees lineup, it's going to take a little bit of work. You got to set up pitches. You can't just go right to your go-to pitch. You got to think 2 and 3 pitches ahead sometimes, because if you just lay it right down the middle, they're going to make you pay. You got to pitch to a corner. You got to be fine, and sometimes when you do that, you miss and the pitch count goes up.
3-2 with 1 out, and he gets it out to right center. Not deep. Here comes Harper. Here comes Andrew Jones. The throw will send him back. It got through Solano, but all that matters is how quickly Bryce got rid of it. 2 outs.
Andrew Jones almost did the okey-doke to Bryce Harper. What do I mean by that? Watch him start, stop, and then start again. Bryce Harper takes a peek. Jones stops, and then he goes. You see the little dead leg he gave him right there? And Bryce Harper peeked up. Watch him peek at the runner right there. He's not sure if he's going, and now he is. And it made him rush his throw up the line. Jones thought better of it, went back to third base. But that was almost a tremendous decoy by Andrew Jones. It almost worked. Harper took his eye off the target to the runner, back to the target. And when you do that, sometimes it's hard to find the target again. But that's a big out, needless to say, and a huge pitch by Edwin Jackson.
Fascinating situation here. A-Rod's on deck. Curtis Granderson's a lot hotter than he is. So do you go after Granderson here? Or if you fall behind, do you pitch around him and take your chances with Alex Rodriguez?
Well, you got strike 1. Now you go from here.
Yeah, that first pitch determines the approach of the pitcher during this at-bat.
Whatever happens in this inning, in this sequence, Edwin Jackson is some kind of gutty. I'll tell you what.
Anderson with a check swing. Got to be a strike, don't you think?
Wow.
The Nats, and I said this yesterday, the new kids on the block at times can't get a call.
I don't care who's playing.
That is way a swing.
Unbelievable.
Easily a swing. Tim Timmons, well, I'll put a period on that sentence right now. ...
You know the rest. Well, you got to regroup, throw a strike. That's past you. Got to worry about this pitch right here. Got a big out to get, but you'd love to have been in an 0-2 count versus a 1-1 count.
That looks like strike 2.
Good changeup right there from Jackson. Down and away. Watch the movement. 88 miles an hour. Granderson way out in front. And how about the drama right now? Another big pitch in this game, and the crowd is into it. It's been some kind of series, I'll tell you what. Good block.
"23 pitches in this inning. And a reminder, first base is open.
Man, snap that slider off in the back knee right here in a 3-2 count.
Absolutely, because you cannot throw a fastball in the strike zone to this batter.
He swings at it, he swings at it. If he doesn't, you move on to Alex Rodriguez.
Slide piece in on his hands. Adam LaRoche, the sure-handed first baseman, is right there. Might be the loudest cheer we've ever heard for a ground ball out in this town. Ball to come back to Washington. Maybe they dreamed about weekends like this, FP. Yankees in here, tight ball games, lots of drama. And we're seeing some things now that are very unique.
I mean, is this any good, this game today? The whole series, the crowd into it right there. Edwin Jackson firing everybody up, getting out of that inning. Bryce Harper with a big play. I mean, that's good stuff, folks. That's what October baseball is like. Every pitch, every call magnified like it has been all weekend long.
And whatever hurt you're feeling from losing the first two games of the series, nothing a couple of well-timed and well-placed hits wouldn't take care of right here.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get this last game for sure, but I still go back to whatever happens this weekend. It's only 3 games on the schedule. A long way to go, and there's a lot that you can take if you're a national out of this weekend, regardless. But that being said, they want to win every single game, and they definitely want to find a way to get to Ivan Nova right here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, a big step toward that would be to get the middle of the order producing other than Adam LaRoche. It's been a dry weekend for Ryan Zimmerman, who with that ground ball is now 1 for 12 in this series. Washington box score. It is the Roche show right now, with a home run leading off the second and a double leading off the fourth. Jonathan Solanos checked in with a hit. Desmond Espinosa. Bryce Harper the double, but there's no doubt the Nats need the 3 and 5 spots to get going.
Well, LaRoche crushed 2 fastballs today. A home run his first time up, a double his second time up. You think he'll see a fastball in this count? If he does, it's going to be away.
Tapper right side. Mark Teixeira to the pitcher. Right now, Ivan Nova has the Nats topping the ball and tapping it around the infield. For solutions that help you achieve your financial goals, PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. And John Lannon, 101 pitches last night, 7 great innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. And John now 5 of his last 9 decisions over 10 starts. And with the Yankees coming in here, I can't help thinking about John back in 09. That gem he pitched, almost had a complete game at Yankee Stadium, pitched into the 9th inning. The night before Craig Stammen shut down the Yankees for almost 7 innings. Lannon and Stammen got the wins to win 2 out of 3 in that series. Michael Morse goes up hacking, and that will be a very quick bottom of the 6th for Ivan Nova. Yankees 2, Nats 1. Late innings coming.
And check out the Wallflowers, the Nats Live post-game concert series, July 21st at 7:05 p.m. against the Braves. Free post-game concert featuring the Wallflowers, the second of 3 post-game concerts this season. Tickets start at $10. Go to nationals.com/concerts. Some restrictions apply, subject to change. Free post-game concert with a 7/21 July 21st game ticket. It's a UPS store call to the bullpen. This call to the bullpen is packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics, and it's Tom Gorzolani. I'm doing a nice job lately. You see the game's 19, the ERA 3.34. And he's a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, curveball, change. And he's mixed in a cutter this year. Doesn't throw it very much, about 9% of the time, but pretty much fastball, slider, that's his go-to, and you see the averages against.
Pretty good outing by Edwin Jackson today. 6 innings, 7 hits. 2 runs, 3 walks, 1 intentional, 1 strikeout. So a high pitch count, even though, for the most part, he was pitching to contact against the Yankees today. That's how tough they are. Here's Alex Rodriguez, and Tom Gorzolani misses over but low. Alex is 0 for 3 today, 1 for 8 in the series, with an RBI on a seeing eye single Friday night. Gio told me yesterday that A-Rod, at the end of the inning, as he ran by, said, well, that makes up for some of those other ones. And Gio's like, I don't want to hear that. Alex hit that ball right off the end of the bat, and it just skipped between Roche and Espinosa over there for his 1925th RBI in the third inning on Friday night. The Yankees would score 2 in that frame and go on to a 7-2 win. Target in.
I can't say enough about the job that Edwin Jackson did today. Every single one of those starters fires me up, but something about when he takes the mound, his mound presence, the confidence that he oozes out there, and the stuff that he has, and his approach, just going right after hitter, keeping his team in the ball game. The guy doesn't care if he gets the win or not. It's all about whether the team wins the game. What he did last inning, that's good stuff, man. Getting out of that jam in the first, getting out of that jam right there in the sixth. It was a solid outing from Edwin Jackson once again.
Yes, sir. 3-2 now. Alex Rodriguez will be 37 years old on the 27th of July. He has 639 home runs. You think he can reach 800? I think everybody's within reach of him. Ruth, Aaron, Bonds. He's had some injuries in recent years that have limited playing time at times. And Gorzolani gets him out of the zone right there. We'll check it on the Cholula hot sauce pitch track.
This was hot sauce. See the sequence there? Everything away. That one up and away, and Rodriguez can't catch up.
Next up, Robinson Cano, 2 walks, a base hit today. Good to see Ryan Matthews back. He pitched an inning and a third for Harrisburg, at Harrisburg, on Friday night. That ball drilled high in the air, deep left center. Harper can only watch it. And Robinson Cano puts the Yankees on top 3-1. And now they're starting to look like the Bronx Bombers.
You fall behind to a guy like Cano, and then you got to come to him. A fastball up from Gorzolani. You see where Solano's reaching right there, and good hitters don't miss that pitch, especially when they're ahead in the count 2-0. And maybe the fact that Gorzolani threw that fastball by Alex Rodriguez in a 2-strike count gave him the confidence to go with a 2-0 fastball right there to Cano.
Low 2-1. That ball is fair. Mark Teixeira 2 for 3 today with a sacrifice fly, and he's into second base with a double.
With Ibanez up right now, you would think this might be the last hitter for Gorzolani. A couple righties after that. Teixeira all over the heater right there. Hooking that ball down the corner. Now the Yankees have another runner in scoring position here in the 7th with 1 out.
Well, the biggest crowd of the weekend here today, 41,442. Ryan Matthews is hot now. So the Nats will draw 124,145, and that's an average of 41,382. 3 sellouts, and that's about 4,000 more than they drew for the Baltimore series here last month. Raul Ibanez takes a good Gorzolani breaking ball outside corner.
And usually when he throws strike one with a slider, he tries to expand away with the second pitch to get his swing through.
On another ball up, lined hard.
Yeah, they are on Gorzolani's fastball right now.
Ibanez 0 for 3 today, but he's lined out twice. He'll bounce this one to the right side. Danny Espinosa to his left. 2 outs. You've been waiting for today's Masson Mobile word of the day. It's walk. Text walk to 29292. Your chance to enter to win a meet and greet with Ryan Zimmerman. Just 1 day left to enter. The more you watch Masson, the more chances you'll have to win. Walk, don't run.
It's a bad word of the day with the pitcher on the mound.
We should do that when we're hitting.
Yes.
Gorzolani will leave after 2 1/3. At least we did it after an out, and that's a pretty lame excuse from the truck. I'll tell you that right now. B. Mason. Another sellout crowd of over 41,400. 2 on, 2 out. Ryan Matthews makes his return back to the big leagues right now. He threw 26 pitches in that rehab outing at Harrisburg Friday night. Got in his car, drove down here, joined the ball club yesterday morning.
He's been chomping at the bit to get back in there too. It's good to see him back on the mound. You see the average against, right? He's having trouble with that turbo sinker he features, and that's why he's in this baseball game. 2-seam fastball, slider split for Matthews.
First pitch swinging. It's out of play from Andrew Jones. Andrew on base with a walk in the 6th. Reached on an error in the 4th. Bounce back to Edwin Jackson on a comebacker. First pitch of the 2nd inning. And the Yankees now on top with another runner at 3rd. 3-1 New York. And that's a breaking ball outside. Mark Teixeira has come alive. 2 hits today, a sac fly first time up, and he had the decisive 2-run double in the 14th inning last evening. Good fastball, 92 inside corner. Nothing a right-handed hitter can do with that.
Yeah, that's the pitch for Matthews. If he can get that pitch to that location, it's a tough go for any right-hander. I think that's just a show-me slider away to go back to that 2-seam fastball in with 2 strikes. See the numbers for Jones with the runners in scoring position this year. He's actually hit right-handers better than left-handers.
And a 2-2, just missing. That ball gets away. Matthews did not come home to cover. And the Yankees have picked up a 4th run on a ball 4 that was way inside. I think Matthews might have thought the ball hit the batter, which would make it a dead ball. But he did not rush in to cover home with Solano getting to the ball.
Well, that was the issue, if Matthews would come off the DL or not. He tore his plantar fascia on his foot. He came out here, went through a series of tests last homestand to see if he was okay. And right there, he's checking if he went. And he didn't cover home plate.
You know, FP, that first angle from behind the mound, I thought I saw a change of direction on the ball as if it hit Andrew Jones. He's at first base. They'll call it a walk. He can't be hit by the pitch because the runner would have to stay at third. Watch that right there. A change of direction.
Good call.
Before the ball hits Solano's mitt.
And as a player, if you see that ball go to the backstop.
And now that ball gets through Solano's pads.
So that was ball 4 to Andrew Jones. He's going to go to first base either way, if it hits him or not. And why would you play it off if you felt it hit you, if it's a wild pitch? If it barely nicks you, yeah, just go to first, play it off like it's ball 4. Maybe you get a run, maybe you don't. That's a tough call, though, for anybody. I mean, how are you going to see that? How are you going to hear that if it just nicks a leg?
First one was a wild pitch. That one's a pass ball. So the Yankees have picked up 2 more here. Both of those runs charged to Tom Gorzolani. Bouncing ball, Zimmerman. To LaRoche. And the top of the 7th is over. But the Yankees do big time damage. The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Hyundai. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. What do the Nats have left in these final 3 innings to make a comeback against the Yankees? 4-1 New York. Your local Dodge dealer this week and by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union serves the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, the Department of Defense, and their families. Federally insured by NCUA. Right down the banks from the Navy Yard. Things looking good for the Yankees, not the Nats. Although 9 outs left with which to work, it's a 4-1 New York lead. Tuesday at 7, here come the Rays. David Price, 8-4 this season. Allowed 7 earned runs in his last start against the Mets. But a good 3.01 ERA, 4.67 for Chin-Ming Wong, who's 2-2, averaging just over 4 innings in his 4 starts. But he did go 5 at Toronto to get a win on the road trip. And we will start you off, Johnny and Ray, at 6:30, Tuesday night, Nats Extra. Well, things going Ivan Nova's way. How about this, FP? 6 innings, 62 pitches, 49 strikes.
And he's throwing a lot of strikes for the first pitch, flipping that curveball in there. Done a nice job of moving the fastball around, but I still think the Nationals are getting pitches to hit. That's some good at-bats. They just can't get the runners home.
Screech wearing the blue cap for Father's Day today. I still need to talk to him about that Geico President's Race. Tom Jefferson shoving Teddy down with about 10 feet to go. That should be a DQ. Well, Davey Johnson hoping for some late offense here. Desmond, Espinosa, Solano, then most probably a pinch hitter. Now, if Teddy would run that fast during the race, he'd be on to something.
He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't have his glasses on. No wonder he just running around in circles like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah, he didn't have him on for the race. I thought maybe he was going with some Bryce Harper eye black. You know, we were talking about Alex Rodriguez and the home run total. I was just looking over what Albert Pujols is doing. At the age of 32, he has 454. So he's about 6 years younger than Alex Rodriguez. And he'd have to average 30 a year for the next those 6 years and still be a ways behind A-Rod in what he's doing right now. I think we're looking at a man who has a legitimate chance to be the all-time home run guy, and maybe FP to go well beyond 800 home runs. I mean, numbers we've never dreamed of before, really.
Well, I just think health is the issue. If he can keep playing and playing at a high level at an older age, yeah, sky's the limit. We've seen some plays at third base in this series where maybe not as mobile as he used to be, but we're talking about hitting, and he can still swing the bat.
Only 67 games last year because of right knee surgery, 16 home runs. The 3 years before that, 35, 30, and 30. And, of course, back in 07, he was ridiculous when he hit a Mickey Mantle-like 54 home runs. And it is a race against time and health in a situation like that. 1-1 to Ian Desmond, who looks at one low, 2-1. Dependable vehicles, quality, stylish. Discover Kia's full lineup. To learn more, visit kia.com. Slugging percentage against right-handers. Don't pitch this guy down and in.
I think the reason those numbers are so high in the inner half of the plate because Ian Desmond can turn on that pitch, but we've also seen him in 2 strike counts take those pitches and inside out them with authority the other way. He likes the ball close to him.
Michael Gonzalez warming. But Ian, at some times when I see his swing, he does remind me of former Expo Tim Wallach, who is one of the best low ball hitters of any right-handed hitter you'll ever see.
He used the whole field. Had pop to all fields.
And he just got a piece of that breaking ball away. Desmond today 1 for 2 in the series, 3 for 11. The Nats don't have any hitters with more than 3 hits this entire series. Morris has 3, Desmond 3. Lombardozzi 2. And of the other guys in the lineup today, Harper 2 with 1 today. Zimmerman 1. Espinoza 2. And Adam Roche has checked in with 2 hits today. So a couple of guys have come alive. Ivan Nova, take him on the road. Didn't look like a swing. Eric Cooper agrees. And the count's 3-2. Nats are getting some help today. Mets batting bottom of the 9th at home, trailing Cincinnati 3-1. Toronto beat the Phillies 6-2. Desmond will drive this ball to right center. And Andrew Jones will chase it down, fighting the sun at the last instant. A serious flinch, but he was able to stay with it.
Yeah, we've seen the wind patterns this whole series blowing in from right field. Not a strong wind, but just enough to knock balls down. You see that just off the sweet spot of the bat. Had a good sound. And I think that ball caught Andrew Jones right there versus him catching the ball. He didn't see that ball the last 2-3 feet. Stuck his glove where he thought the ball was going to be and made the play.
Here's Danny Espinoza, 1 for 2. Baltimore at Atlanta, batting top of the 9th, leading 2-0. And the Rays are putting it on the Marlins again. 3-1, bottom of the 7th in St. Petersburg. It's possible the National League East might go 0-5 today. Our division has a record in interleague play of 24-29. Danny sitting a fastball on 2-0, fouled it back.
And this is what I'm talking about with Nova. He'll give you something to hit every at bat. 2-0 count. Watch the location of this pitch. Stewart wants it down and away, and it was up right down the middle. I think he's starting to get tired. The 74th pitch of the day coming right here for Nova, and he's starting to leave some pitches up.
Last time out, he threw 107 at Atlanta in 7 innings of a 5-hit shutout. He's gone as high as 114 this year. 7 times, 100 pitches or more. If you'd like to wear a New Era ball cap just like the Nats wear, it's the official cap of Major League Baseball. You get a free one if you pick 3 games and ignite your attitude with a midseason flex plan. Nationals.com/flex to check it out.
And if you have one on right now, turn it around.
Inside out, whatever it takes.
Rally cap.
I mentioned Cincinnati. They've now beaten the Mets 3-1. Johnny Cueto, his 8th win. Cincinnati has won 6 in a row now in the Central. They've opened up a 4-game lead over Pittsburgh and St. Louis. Espinoza takes the 1-out walk. That'll bring in Jonathan Solano. That'll give the Nats a chance to extend the inning down to the 9-hole where Roger Bernardino will bat for Ryan Matthews.
I'd imagine there's some guys lurking down that dugout too. Should Jonathan Solano get on right here. Bernardino represent, or that spot I should say, represent the tie and run should Solano get on. Maybe you go with somebody with a little more pop. And Roger does have some pop, but you got guys like Ankiel, Tyler Moore on the bench, Xavier Nady. So I'm sure there's a bunch of guys down there in the tunnel right now getting hot, getting loose, hitting the tee in the cage.
Right now, he has a chance to get out of the 7th inning, averaging about 11 to 12 pitches per inning. "77 degrees at game time, and a guy with a good pitch count. A good day to be working." There's the rest of the bench. Jesus Flores took a shot to the jaw on that foul ball we showed you yesterday. He was receiving treatment after the game yesterday for that. Hitters count. Short lead by Espinoza. And Solano looking right field. And remember down in Miami a couple of weeks ago, his first major league hit was a double right down the right field line.
He does a nice job of staying inside the baseball, going the other way. His base hit last time up between first base and second base. Found a hole right there, and you see the swing inside out. It's a good approach, especially with 2 strikes.
Nova really slowing down his work rate here. And at 2-2, they want to jam the hitter. He'll turn on it and hit it hard to left. On to the track is Raul Ibanez to grab it for the second out.
Yeah, he got a nice swing. 2-strike count right there to get to that pitch and hit it that hard. The more you see Jonathan Solano, the more you like him. Great approach at the plate. Check it out. 2-strike count. He's thinking about going the other way, but they challenge him on the inner half of the plate. He drops the barrel to the baseball, and that ball was hit. Ibanez playing deep, able to get back there and get it. You understand why there's a trip to the mound right now. It looks like Nova's starting to fatigue a little bit.
Larry Rothschild, a very brief visit. Boone Logan.
And this is where Roger Bernardina has to think like a leadoff hitter. You just want to get on base any way you can in this scenario. Keep the line moving.
Target is outer half for the first pitch. And it's a big curveball that stays up and away. And Roger pinch hitting this year, 3 for 9 with an RBI. Got 2 at bats last evening. Struck out and grounded out after coming in as a defensive replacement on a double switch.
And Boone Logan getting loose for one reason and one reason only, and that's to face Bryce Harper. Should the inning get to him.
Harper has killed the ball his last 2 times up. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bernardina now.
And challenge fastball, 94 miles an hour from Nova to Bernardina. It looked like he was in pull mode, and the ball was on the outer half of the plate. Going out there again.
Yeah, the catcher was set up off the plate. And then Nova threw it over but low, and the count's 2-2. Rob Bardossi is next. Atlanta did not score in the 9th, and they lose 2-0 to Baltimore. So the Nats, no matter what, will have at least a 4-game lead at the end of today in the East. Bernardina on a breaking ball, locked up. That's it for the Nats. They've stranded 5 into the 8th inning. New York on top 4-1. He's kind of a lone guy in the middle of that lineup right now. Curtis Granderson has homered for the second time in this series. Robinson Cano, with 1 out in the 7th, hit his 12th of the year. So they are the Bronx Bombers after all.
And a change up right there to Curtis Granderson. He deposits that one in the bullpen. Maybe the only mistake that Edwin Jackson made all day. And you see the fastball up in a 2-0 count to Robinson Cano, showing some serious pop.
Yankees have 99 home runs this year. Now this call to the bullpen, brought to you by Chevrolet, their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. Michael Gonzalez for the Nats. 7th appearance, 4 hits, no runs in 4 innings. Hasn't walked anybody, couple of strikeouts. He's pitched well. Ivan Nova, as I once heard an announcer say, hitting for himself here in the 8th inning. I had to think about that for a while, but I guess he is.
I wouldn't call that hitting when he's actually out of the box with a take right now into a 3-0 count. He's not swinging at all, obviously.
And Gonzalez will throw that one in there. Now it's time for another BP fastball. Three and two.
I think Joe Girardi told him to go up there and take 3.
Get off the field. Well, he took 5 and swung at 1. First out, 8th inning. The Washington area Toyota dealers helping children and their families while receiving medical treatment at National Institutes of Health. So they're making a donation to the Children's Inn at NIH, $37 for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season. Kind of a strange day, only 4 strikeouts today. Actually, only 3. Derek Jeter 1 for 4 today, 4 for 16 in the series. But the timing of his hits usually leads to a Yankee scoring inning. Postseason numbers are unbelievable for this guy. We talked about the number of games in which he's played, 152 of them, and 623 at bats, 20 postseason home runs and 59 RBIs, a .307 career postseason hit. And a lot of pitchers would tell you, oh, really? I thought he was hitting like .450. 15 division series, 9 LCS, 7 World Series, and he's hitting .321 in those. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Curtis Granderson and then Alex Rodriguez, if it goes that far here in the 8th. Off-speed breaking ball down in the dirt. No way to reach it. 2 outs.
Yeah, good pitch right there by Gonzalez. Going down and into Jeter. Pulled the string. Couldn't hold up. Good sequence all the way around. Buried that fastball in for a ball before that. You see where the locations of all the pitches are. And you see the finish by Gonzalez. He was almost to the third baseline after he got the swing through strike 3. Little hop in his step.
Yeah, he's rocking and rolling on the side of the mound. You could write a song about his delivery, rocking and rolling, then the walls come tumbling down when he's done. He's all over the place.
That, and I'm going to take some Dramamine the next time he pitches.
Curtis Granderson, double and a home run today, so he has duplicated the day of Adam LaRoche. Ball 3. By the way, I heard a great story Mike Rizzo told me about Michael when he was down in Florida. He took all the guys from the rookie team to Disney World. Paid for an entire day.
Wow.
Took them all. And he said the kids were just thrilled. I mean, they're on, what, $15 per day?
Yeah.
Per diem and stuff like that. You know, and to get into a Disney park isn't exactly 1 day's per diem either. And Mike told me about that Michael Gonzalez had done for those kids down there. And it meant the world to a lot of those kids who are from the Caribbean. You know, when are they going to get a chance to do that?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, very nice veteran move there. Alex Rodriguez 0 for 4 today. 1 for 9 with an RBI. Slowed down his bat with an off-speed pitch and a pop-up for Danny Espinosa. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Top of the order. The Nats need a big inning. All weekend long, that's been the place to be here in D.C. On to the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order coming up, and if you want to see some exciting baseball with the Nats leave this coming weekend, actually they'll just be in Baltimore, but how about some action with Raleigh Fingers at Potomac? They'll be there Saturday signing autographs. First pitch. The homestand for the Potomac Nationals starts on Thursday. 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. 87 pitches, 58 strikes for Ivan Nova, throwing the fastball almost 60% of the time.
The Yankees bullpen going double barrel right now. And this is a big inning, obviously, for Nova. You can cut through an order 4 times. I mean, it's been that kind of day for him. Off balance, first pitch curveball, moving the fastball around, jamming hitters with the fastball in. And I guess you could call it effectively wild because he hasn't hit every spot all day. He's missed some location, but he's got away with it.
David Robertson was the right-hander you saw down there in the lower corner. And Boone Logan has been throwing for a while.
And the reason you can't see him right now is he's throwing from the grass. He's not up on the mound.
Lombardozzi will take an off-speed pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lombardozzi pops it up. Derek Jeter One out. The Nats do not have a hit since the 5th inning. This copyrighted telecast, presented by authority of the Washington Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
And Bryce Harper hit the ball hard twice today so far. A double his second time up in the 3rd, and he hit a low missile to Derek Jeter his last time up in the 6th. I think with a 3-run lead, he'll challenge Bryce Harper with a 2-0 fastball.
Oh, come on, sure. Why not? And a base hit solidly up the middle. Bryce Harper 2 for 4 today.
And I might think, all right, Bryce Harper 2 for 4 today. We've seen that before. But after the day he had yesterday, to come back and get 2 hits today, to barrel up 3 baseballs, that's saying a lot about not the swing or the mechanics or the talent. It's saying a lot about the man. Now, you're on a big stage against the Yankees, national TV. You go 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts. You know, what kind of day was Bryce Harper going to have today? Was that going to snowball into an 0 for 20? Comes back today, barrels up 3 baseballs with 2 hits.
And by the way, that's his 50th major league hit.
It's a big day, I'm telling you.
It didn't take long, did it, for him to get to 50?
Well, most guys at 19 are an A-ball, and most guys have to learn how to deal with adversity for the first time. And when you're an A-ball and you go 0 for 4, you'll see it all the time. It turns into an 0 for 15, a 1 for 20. But on the big stage, a guy against the team he grew up rooting for, in a full house on national TV, has a rough day and comes back with that today. That's saying a lot about the person.
Good call. Zimmerman gets jammed, and that's a lazy fly ball for Andrew Jones. 2 outs. Ryan Zimmerman in this series 1 for 13. Nova has never gone the distance in a big league game, and he's not going to do that today. Joe Girardi's going to go get him. He doesn't want him to face Adam LaRoche again. He will go 7 2/3 and limit the Nats to this point to a run on just 7 hits, and a lot of fans from both sides giving him some congrats today.
Yankees over the National. And how about the day that Adam LaRoche is having? Look at me, Adam, when I'm talking to you. That a bit. First time up, big fly. Got a fastball right down the middle. That's a home run for Adam Cool. He's digging that. I like this swing better, actually. A missile off the fence for a double. His second time up, so Adam Cool having a big day today. And if you missed it earlier, Earl, our security guard up here on the 5th floor, said his nickname should be Cool, Adam Cool. So we're going with that because everything that guy does is cool.
Earl knows cool.
Smooth swing, smooth glove, and having a cool day.
Boone Logan, scoreless inning and a third with one hit. Came in during the 8th inning. In fact, he gave up the hit to Adam LaRoche, on which Tyler Moore was sort of gunned down at home plate.
A 3-pitch guy, fastball, slider, changeup, mostly fastball and slider. Throws the slider 50% of the time. So if you remember the at-bat the other day, Roche got a hit off him, and it's all he saw was sliders.
Holds up on that one. It's outside.
And when I say the other day, I mean yesterday. And that was Tyler Moore getting thrown out at the plate.
Adam 2 for 3 today. That's a fastball that's in there. And the count's even 1-1.
Adam LaRoche knows the strike zone. Whenever I see him look back at an umpire, I have a feeling it's a ball. He'll let you know.
LaRoche on a 2-1 pitch, flies it to left. Raul Ibanez, and now this game is into the 9th inning. The Yankees on top 4-1, an inning from a sweep.
Four to 1 Yankees. And how about the day that Edwin Jackson had? You know, we thought he did a nice job of getting out of some jams. First inning, got Alex Rodriguez to fly out to shallow left field. That kept the run from scoring. And he kept Mark Teixeira in the ballpark with a deep fly ball, sacrifice fly. And he got Raul Ibanez to line out to Bryce Harper. That ended the first. So it looked like the Yankees were about to have a big inning. And then he pulled his hat down and fought in the 6th inning. Fly ball to Bryce Harper, gets Derek Jeter, got Curtis Granderson to roll over to first base. So did a nice job of getting out of some jams today. And that is your Cholula hot sauce pitching recap, bringing the heat and the flavor.
Sean Burnett will get some 9th inning work to try to keep this a 3-run game. He'll face Robinson Cano, Mark Teixeira, and Raul Ibanez.
Now check out the averages against. He's way better against righties and lefties. 179 both. How about that? That's some consistency right there.
Sean is having some kind of great season right now. 1 pitch, 2 hops. One throw, one out. Ian Desmond handles that one. Rafael Soriano, by the way, is warming for the Yankees. He'll be after his 13th save in a few minutes unless they score a run. 12 out of 13 taking over for Mariano Rivera. So Soriano for Mariano, and it's gone pretty seamlessly for the Yankees. Mark Teixeira's had a big day. Base hit, double, sacrifice fly. He has salvaged his series here. 3 for 13 with 3 runs batted in. And a game-winning hit yesterday. Tampa Bay Rays have closed out a 3-0 win over Miami. So they'll be coming here with a head of steam, and the Nats are getting plenty of help from the American League East today, except, of course, for the Yankees. Out of play right side. The count stays 2-2. Sounded like a busted bat. And Mark Teixeira has a 3-hit day. Second double.
A nice piece of hitting right there. Just going the other way, taking what they give you, not trying to do too much. Just pokes it down the line. 16th double of the season for Mark Teixeira.
The native of Annapolis, who went to Mount St. Joseph's High School in Baltimore. Set Maryland State records for homers, RBIs, and runs as a high school hitter. Interesting. He was originally drafted by the Red Sox, didn't sign, and then went to Georgia Tech and became a National Player of the Year. Raul Ibanez is 0 for 4 today, 0 for 8 in this series. He'll drive it to center. That is caught by the backtracking Bryce Harper. 2 outs.
Pretty good read by Bryce Harper right there. A guy that hasn't played center field that much. That's the tough play for a center fielder. The low line drive right at you. Takes a jab step in, realizes the ball is hit pretty well, and makes up for it. So 2 steps in, go back on it. Nice play. They might say, well, that's a routine line drive, FB, but nothing's routine when you haven't played center field that much, especially the low line drive right at you. There's that split second you have as a center fielder. Do I go in? Do I go back? And you'll see accomplished center fielders on that play. Maybe not the guy in the batter's box, but some will come in on it, and you'll see it go all the way over their head to the wall. Seen it many times.
One ball and 1 strike from Sean Burnett to Andrew Jones.
A big out right here to get for Sean Burnett. Keep it at a 3-run deficit. You got Morse, Desmond, and Espinoza due up in the 9th. You never know.
And it's Harper, third base line, fair. Zimmerman gets rid of it. What a pretty play. Seems like the ball hardly touched him. Michael Morrissey and Desmond, Danny Espinoza, 3 outs to go.
Have got some work to be done. They trail the Yankees by 3. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight, we will be with you for our Nets Extra postgame presented by WB Mason in just a couple of minutes. We are not used to this kind of a run where the Nationals have been kind of in and out and up and down and struggling a little bit.
Yeah, struggling with the bat, Johnny. 6 runs is not going to get it in a series. The Yankees scored 16, but 3-2-1 from our 2-3-1 from our offense, and that's not what we have grown accustomed to. But they throw some good pitching at us with Hughes, and certainly Pettit and tonight Nova surprises everybody with that earned run average up at 4.6.
Yep.
They just couldn't figure him out.
And again, Edwin Jackson pitched himself a ball game good enough to get himself a win. But as we have said before, we will say again, it is not over yet because we still have the bottom of the ninth to play. Now let's go back up to Bob at FP and see if the Nats can tie it or win it in the last of the ninth.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Ray. Dwayne Wise will take over and play left field for the Yankees, shoring up their defense. And on the mound will be Rafael Soriano. 27th ball game, a 2-0 record, a 1.85 ERA. And this man, at the age of 32, has stepped in and done a fantastic job for the Yankees with Mariano Rivera DL'd. .102 major league saves, and 12 of them over the last month and a half.
He used to be a 3-pitch guy, but this year only a 2-pitch guy. He used to have a cutter. He doesn't throw it anymore. Just a fastball, slider. And I do think his fastball might cut a little bit, so you don't call it a cutter. It's a 4-seam fastball that'll run into your hair, and it's 92 miles an hour. His slider's in the 80s. I'm talking to Danny Espinosa after yesterday's game. He said the fastball cut on him when he thought it was just going to be straight. So maybe he yanked a couple across yesterday and had some cut action.
Michael Morse is 0 for 4 today. First pitch, 1 out. Johnny and Ray in the yard. Nats Extra postgame presented by WB Mason as soon as this one is over. Michael Morse on the weekend, 4 for 13 with an RBI. Well, that was interesting, Ray. Ray mentioned this a moment ago about the offense and how the Yankees are pitching, FP. You and I thought this series would be a matchup of the Nats pitching staff against the Yankees hitters, and their pitchers have done a fantastic job. And for that matter, Washington's very, very respectable.
Well, I think you look at the hits, but I think, minus a comeback right here, I always go to situational hitting, and I think the Yankees did a better job of moving runners, taking advantage of opportunity, and getting guys in from third base with less than 2 outs than the Nationals did. Hey, and it's only 3 games in a big schedule. Obviously, this was made to be a huge series because the Yankees had won 6 straight, the Nationals had won 6 straight coming into this. But you take what you can from this series and you move on. Not a big deal either way. And hopefully for some younger guys that haven't played in playoff type games, that saw how passionate the crowd was, felt the energy in this ballpark for 3 days. You learn from that.
Yep.
And the next time you're in that scenario, maybe in some meaningful games in September, you know what to expect. There's guys that play their whole career, 10, 12 years, and they get to the playoffs for the first time, or they get in that atmosphere for the first time, and they feel it. I don't care who you are. It's a different vibe when you're playing a big series in front of a lot of people.
2 balls and a strike to Desmond. Ian 1 for 3 today. He'll take it in there. And a 2-2 with 1 out. Fastball 93. Danny Espinosa, 1 for 2 with a walk. Espinosa high in the air, right field corner, and unreachable. Where do we start with this one?
That's what I wore to the gala last night, right there. I don't know how he got it. It must have been up here.
It was a lovely ensemble.
Thanks.
One ball, one strike to Danny Espinosa, and that's just a little bit outside. Yankees are trying to win their 9th in a row and their 19th in their last 23 games. Crazy run. And the funny thing about it is the Orioles are still on their heels. They won today, game and a half back. They're having a hard time shaking Baltimore and Tampa Bay. 2-1 pitch. That's inside, ball 3.
Orioles have a great ball club. They're playing some good baseball, but this is by far the best team the Nationals have played this year.
100% in agreement with that. And they're trying to make it a potential sweep by the AL East over the NL East today. Espinosa, ground ball right side, and the day will end quietly. The Nats beaten by the Yankees 4-1 and swept in the 3-game series. For FP and Christina, Bob Carpenter. Join us Tuesday. The Rays are coming. David Price and Chin Ming Wong. Nats Extra 6:30. This has been a Masson presentation. Stay tuned now. Nats Extra brought to you by W.B. Mason. Coming up here at the ballpark with Johnny and Ray. And a disappointing weekend, but an exciting one here at Nationals Park. From the booth, so long for just a while.